We're live. Welcome at the Raging Dwarf Series, Alpha Beta only old school tournament organized by the man you see here. Richard, take it away. If you have something to say.
Take it away. I'm
Take
the
it
first
away.
caller. Robbie, you really be pick up now when we start the live stream? You're unprepared?
He's calling you right now?
He's not in chat. What? I don't know. I can pick up the phone, but I just want to do the announcements first, and then I hope it explains himself. Or send me a message. What is not working, Erwin? What is not working? Okay, let's first... I need people... YouTube link. Anybody not yet on YouTube? Okay, what are we doing today? Tonight. We're playing the Raging Dwarf Series. And the question is, what is the Raging Dwarf Series? What the hell?
Good question.
What? I mean, how can you not find this channel, Erwin? I don't know.
That says enough, right? Doesn't it?
That says enough. If you can't find the channel, it's simple. Okay, what we're going to do? We have 16 players, 15 Dutchies and a crazy Swiss guy who are going to play a 4-round Swiss tournament.
So we have the reindeer.
Yeah, we have the reindeer.
Great.
Yeah, and if everything goes according to plan, it means after round 3 we have 3 guys who went undefeated, and that's a sort of final, which we definitely will stream. And the people who are playing the tournament probably know where they can find the pairings. And the pairings are up in 2 minutes in the Google Doc. And one match will be played in your room, so they will just join your room, Timmy.
Yeah, that's great.
And the people on YouTube can watch.
Yeah.
So what is the good stuff? The good stuff is that this is alpha beta only, so only beautiful cards. 60 card decks, Swedish banned and restricted list, so nothing special, I would say. But these make often beautiful decks. So I would just say I'll do the pairings for the guys we're playing, and then we're off to a start. Or are there any questions or things still, Timmy?
Not really. I think I have to ask you for access to the deck pictures, it says.
I think if you click on a picture, that you should have access to all the deck pictures already.
And maybe I can ask Gwen. What is Gwen playing? So Gwen, if you're hearing this, let us know.
Well, I don't. Well, why do you need Gwen? Because you're streaming Anne versus Leon.
Oh yeah, that's true. Leon, what's your deck? What is Leon playing?
Let Timmy know what you're playing. I'm now almost done with the pairings. I only need to change one room, right? And then there will be people who join your room.
So Anna and Leon, right, are going to join.
Yeah. I see a strange arrow. Why is... Oh, I already know why. Okay. So I need to fix one thing, guys, before you join the room. Because Rob is, of course, not called Rob. He's called the Produce Boer. So pairings. Now everything should be okay. If I look at this, everybody can join the room, guys.
Great.
Time schedule is also there. The end of the round is 8:30. So report back at 8:30. Have fun, and I hope Anne and Leon will join this room, and then you're off to a good start, Timmy. Enjoy the stream, guys.
Hey, there we've got Anne.
Hello.
Hey, Anne.
I'm leaving. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So, if there's like a horrible misplay, which I don't expect, then I'll send you like a chat message like this, like, I don't know.
Perfect.
Right? Something like that. So just, only if it's a huge thing.
Yeah.
We're waiting for Leon, right? I think.
I think I'm paired against him. Let's see. So we can just talk to each other, and you will be doing the
Yeah,
voiceover. Okay.
yeah. So what you do is you just put me on mute, and I'll put you two guys on mute. And when you're finished with the game, it's handy to kind of unmute me, and then maybe I can ask a question or two about the game. That's about it, right? So,
All right.
Leon, welcome. So you guys can mute me, and I'll mute you guys, and have fun.
Okay.
Maybe nice, Leon. What are you playing?
What am I playing?
Kind of color-wise.
Je speelt mij.
Without giving too much away.
Hallo Leon.
Okay, so the players are getting ready to play. I still don't know what Leon's playing. He's on the right. I do know that the other player, let me just first check. I know that Anna is playing something called Kung Fu Sorcerer, which is a pretty cool deck. It's based around Pestilence, Fungasaur, and of course the White Knights and some Willows. It's a pretty sweet deck. And as soon as we know what Leon is playing, we'll put a description in there. So alpha, beta only, I believe. And we'll just wait till these players have shuffled up. So there we see Leon kind of getting ready here. And might be nice actually to just kind of discuss Anna's deck. So let me just get the deck picture for you. He's playing with 4 Pestilence, 3 Fungasaurs, a full playset of Sarah Angels. It's pretty cool. 4 White Knights, and I guess he assumes that with the Pestilence he just wants to get rid of like the pesky little creatures, and if need be, he can wipe the board with it. And then I don't see any, for example, I don't see Deathlace, because that could help sometimes when you make something black. Although, no, I guess in this, because he's playing with Northern Paladins in the sideboard, I see. Just looking at his list right now. So his deck is really brewed around the Pestilence. So that's really what Anna wants to do. And let me see if I can get access to Leo's deck picture. We'll have a look here. Opening up the link. And we don't have access yet, so we'll just have to wait and see. I've asked Richard, what do you think Leon's playing? He said, well, probably land destruction or blue and white. Now remember, it is only alpha beta. It's really the earliest days of Magic. I'm looking forward to see a Fungasaur on the battlefield. I haven't seen a Fungasaur for a long time on the battlefield, so that would be nice. Maybe also to see it grow with a Pestilence alongside it. So I have some information about what he's playing, so that's nice. So Leon's playing blue-white control. So this could be an interesting matchup. Both players playing with white. So that means some controlling elements. We're going to see a lot of Swords to Plowshares. And of course, white offers Leon the chance to have his disenchants and to kind of take care of those pestilence. So we'll see. Mm-hmm. I guess shuffling these days, takes a long time. I actually have a full playset of beta giant spiders, so that's as far as I kind of go when it comes to black border cards. Although I have a pirate ship, which is pretty sweet. I'm expecting kind of quick, not quick games, but quicker games than in your traditional 93, 94 old school. Like I've been at the tournament, the other Alpha tournament, the Dwarven Warriors one, organized by Dutch Old School Guild by Erwin. And the games tended to be a little bit quicker. Okay, so here we go. It seems Anna is grabbing his hand. And Leon is getting his 7. So there is a plains by Anna here and an island by Leon. And of course, for Anna, it's now the thing, hey, he's got 2 islands. He's got Counterspell online, but not yet, of course. This is nice. Playing that White Knight just before that second blue hits the table. So it's free from counter magic. There's that famous second blue. But the thing is, counter magic is not as strong when you're behind on board. It's very powerful when you're a little bit ahead on board, or when it's just equal. You can just counter everything away and kind of get ahead. But it's super annoying when your opponent has something on the board already. In this case, it's a White Knight. We'll see a basic swamp from Anna. And as you can see, Anna's just not really playing out anything. He's simply going to wait until Leon is going to do something, opening up the possibility for Anna. Because, oh, we see a discard from Leon. He's not drawing into lands. So this first game could be over quite soon. We're playing a best of 3 here. It's a little small tournament. There we see a beautiful Bayou attack here. So Anna is actually playing with 3 colors, and he's finding all his lands and all his colors. And Leon is only playing with 2 colors. He's finding nothing, having to discard a copy artifact here. This is pretty brutal. I believe it's also his first game here on the channel, but I could be mistaken. Oh no, I think it was in the Raging Dwarf Series as well. We've also streamed his deck, I believe. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, it's not looking good for him. He's slowly getting killed by the White Knight. That's doing a lot of work in this game. If we look at Leon's life total, it's now 14. He's trying to cast something here. Will we see a counter spell by Leon? It's now wait and see. And he's not doing anything. He's just letting it pass. At least he's finding a land. Can he still make it into an actual game? Doesn't look like it. Just passing turn here. Maybe if he has a swords, that could help a little. Swords and then a counterspell of some sort. Attacking now with the Fungasaur as well. Really nice to see this Fungasaur on the board. Dealing 4 damage. Means Leon's going to drop to 10 here. He needs a Wrath of God. If he can just find a second white and a Wrath. Okay, this is a Soul Ring. At least that's something. Tapping 4 here. Control Magic. This is actually pretty nice. I expect him to take the White Knight here, of course, because with that he can block the Fungasaur next turn. It's a 2/2 first striker. But there we see a disenchant and step. That is pretty brutal for Leon here. And I think this is pretty decisive, this moment in the game. If that Control Magic could have sticked. And of course, that's a problem when you're playing blue and you have mana issues. You cannot play and a Control Magic and a Counter Magic to back it up. Attacking here for 4. That means he's going to drop to 6. And yes, that is a Fungusaur you see here on the board. We've got somebody in the chat going, Fungusaur, question mark. Fungusaur is a 2/2 creature for 1 green and 3 to cast. And whenever it gets damage, you can put a +1/+1 counter on it. Oh, here we see another Control Magic. Oh, I'm liking this. This Control Magic is perfect. Let's see if it sticks. It would be nice for the game. This is a problem, of course, for Anne here. Leon, of course. I mean, Leon's low. Leon's on 6. Oh, a Disenchant. This is, I mean, tough love, man. I think, Leon, you've done all that you could do, really. I mean, it's not 100% over yet. He cannot kill you this turn. I think he's going to swing in for 4. You're going to drop to 2. But yeah, I mean, the double Disenchant. And that seems to be it. Okay, so the first game here is going to go to Anne. And winning it quite easily because of those mana issues for Leon. So we haven't really seen a full match between these two decks. So hopefully in the second game they're going to shuffle up. Hopefully in the second game, they can really show us some fireworks here. I'm really looking forward to see the Pestilence Fungusaur combo working. And I mean, Leon's playing blue and white. That is a very strong combination of cards. It looks like he's taking 2 cards out. I'm going to put 2 cards in. What is he going to put in? That's the big question. What is Leon going to put in? Maybe a Karma. That would be cool. I mean, he's not playing against a full black deck, but I mean, it's got a lot of black components, so Karma would be quite nice. And I think the thing is, when you're playing a blue and your only enchantment, I know it's not his only enchantment, but the only enchantment he was playing out was Control Magic. What you basically want to do is play out more options, more artifacts, more enchantments, and then you're kind of forcing your opponent to choose what to do with the disenchant. So where is the disenchant going? Left, right, center, and then after some disenchants has been, dropped in the bin, then you cast your Control Magic and you take that Serra Angel. And then you're flying high. But I guess in this game, I mean, it was his back against the wall, not drawing into any lands, not even having a counter spell for the Serra Angel or for the Fungusaur when he had 2 blue open. So, I mean, then it's just over. Counter Magic, it's so hard when you're behind. I've got my mono blue deck, Timmy's Spellbook, and I can tell you it's so hard to play against Mishra's Factories, for example, because you have nothing against them when you're playing blue. It's really difficult. You can't counter them. And also they usually get on the board in turn 1 or turn 2 and they just start hitting you. It's not great. And the decision I actually made was to play with Mishra's Factories myself just to deal with the Mishra's Factories. That's how serious it is. But even then as a blue player, I mean, you want to have 2 blue open and a Mishra's Factory gives you colorless mana. So it's not ideal, and also you have to pump mana to activate it in order to block the other factory. It's just there's not an ideal. Maybe Phantasmal Terrain is even better than a Mishra's Factory in my deck. I don't know. Talking about Phantasmal Terrain, that is of course one of the cards that's legal in this Alpha Beta format. So I wonder if we're going to see some Phantasmal Terrains maybe combined with Lord of Atlantis. It's a beautiful card. Lord of Atlantis, Murkov the Pearl Trident, Phantasmal Terrain, and bam, you have a deck. It's possible. The question is, do the players have what it takes to make those choices? That is the question. And I'm not quite sure what Leon's doing. Maybe getting a sandwich or a little walk around the house, maybe some exercise, which is important. You got to stay fit during these Magic the Gathering tournaments. A lot of people underestimate this, but a lot of Magic the Gathering tournaments players are actually pretty athletic. Pretty athletic. So let me know in the chat if you're one of those people that pump the metal. I know that the t-shirt cycles a lot. Like really a lot. Like he can cycle like 100 kilometers easy. Hey, Leon's back. Getting the dice ready. Now let's see. That's a good one. Yoshi and Soldier, definitely 1-4 vigilance, 3 to cast. Pretty solid. Maybe I should consider that. I can also copy them. That's pretty good. And Leon is shuffling up. Hopefully, I'm rooting for every player to just hit his land drops in this second game. That would be quite nice. Just hit your land drop. What I also like about Pestilence in Honest deck is, I mean, he can also use it as a finisher. You know, it is damage. So you have a lot of early aggro creatures, and then once you're playing against a control deck, blue-white. Once that all is stabilized, you just put your Pestilence on the table. If it doesn't get countered, and you just put some black mana in and finish the job. And yeah, thanks, Jimmy. Jimmy, are you playing, Jimmy? A short summary of game one. Well, I can give you a short summary of game one. So you had the control player, which is Leon, who was only drawing 2 islands, and that was about it. Then he had to discard, so he had to discard really good cards. And you had Anna, who was able to drop a white knight in turn 2 that didn't get countered because he was on the play. And then he just started to do tons and tons of damage. And Leon did his best. He did draw into some control magics. He found a Soul Ring eventually, so he started to take over some creatures. But every time Anna had a disenchant to answer. So that was about it. Exactly, Mana Screw. And now we see Anna shuffling. So I guess he took a mulligan here. And yeah, I don't know what everybody's doing. I'm also kind of sorting my cards on the side here. And I'm thinking about like how much alpha and beta do I own actually. I own a playset of blue elemental blasts. So that's pretty cool. Alpha. That kind of happened, that's not something I was looking for. I've got an alpha red elemental blast. Of course I've got alpha Timmys. I got a playset of alpha Timmys. And I think that's about it. And then I've got beta giant spiders. So I've always got a deck, I guess. Beta air elementals. 2. But let's go to the game. Let's see what's Anna doing. So it looks like Anna is now keeping his hand now. Okay, Leon's got a land. Yes, good job. And hopefully Anna can find a land. Bayou here on the table. Let's see what he can do. Passing turn. You second blue for Leon. This is a completely different game already because now Anna is facing 2 islands. And that doesn't sound like much, but it's much. Trust me. Every Magic player knows when you're facing 2 basic islands, you're like, oh man, what to do? Am I going to play through the counter Magic or am I going to wait until there's an opening? Those are the 2 strategies, right? And there's a 3rd island for Leon, so he's not finding any white mana. So remember, he's playing blue and white. And Anna's pretty good in his lands, but just passing turn. So not dropping that early white knight that we saw in game 1. There is the plains for Leon. And the question is, what is he going to do? He's just passing turn. I haven't seen Leon's deck list, so I don't know if he's playing with, for example, 4 control magics or just 2. A swamp here for Anna passing turn. So this is what you often see when you're playing against control decks. One player is keeping counter spells open and the other player is waiting for the right moment. So we're just seeing a buildup of a lot of lands here. We do see a Soul Ring tapping here for 4 in total. And there is a Juggernaut. Okay, wow. Beautiful black bordered Juggernaut. It cannot be blocked by walls, although I don't think Anna is playing with any walls. And it has to attack every turn. It's a 5/3. Beautiful creature, an absolute powerhouse. There is a Swords to Plowshares, and will Leon counter this? That's the question. If he counters it, he knows And he is countering it, so he's tapping out. So this is interesting. Anna could now, if he finds mana number 5, for example, cast a Serra Angel. Or simply disenchant the Juggernaut. Or perhaps play Pest. There's so many options here. Tapping 2, regrowth. Okay, regrowthing and putting it on the swords. This is actually not that bad for Leon, because Anna's using a lot of resources just to get rid of this 5/3 creature. I mean, he has to. He cannot just take 5 damage. The game will be over pretty soon. But I mean, Leon's gaining life here, which is pretty good. And he sees Anna losing his regrowth, which is quite a powerful card. There we see an untap. Leon's he's got tons of lands. This is what you want to have as a counter player. You want to have tons of lands. That way you can play something and protect it. And he's not even playing anything. He's just passing turn. I guess the most ideal thing for Leon would be to have 4 blue. That way he can play Control Magic and keep a counter spell open to protect it. And keep that count. He's now played 1 counter spell. I don't know if he's playing with Power Sinks. Here we see island number 4. He's just passing turn here. And Anna's got a full grip of cards there. Look at that. At a certain point in the game, you can also start using the strategy where you're going to fish, or lure, whatever you want to call it. So you're just going to drop a creature in the hope that he's going to counter it, and then play your valuable spell. And the nice thing is, if he's not going to counter your spell that's not so valuable, that's not even a bad thing. Then you just do nothing after that. So he kind of has that feeling in the back of his head, I should have countered it, or shouldn't I have countered it. Beautiful Mox Pearl here, by the way. I've got a Mox Pearl with writing from a drunk Italian guy on it. There is a Circle of Protection black hitting the board from Anna, so that definitely... No, did not come from his sideboard. I have to correct myself, because of course he's playing with Pestilence. It's part of his strategy. It's not being countered by Leon. He's probably thinking, you know what, I'm not going to counter that. I'm going to counter the problem. It's just part of a combo. Another Scrubland. Beautiful to see these cards. What is he going to do? It is a little bit difficult. I'm not sure how many cards Leon has, but he must still have quite a few because he hasn't played that much. There we see a Demonic Tutor. So now we can kind of see, if you're Leon, let me know in the chat, would you counter this or would you wait? Remember, we are playing Alpha Beta. I once made the mistake of not countering the Demonic Tutor, and then he looked up a Library of Alexandria. So that was that taught me something, because of course a land you cannot counter. But now we're playing Alpha Beta, so I'm thinking, what can he look up that Leon would not be able to counter? So I think he's pretty safe, allowing Anna to kind of resolve his Demonic Tutor, and he can just keep, and Leon can just keep his counter magic open here. Of course, maybe he doesn't have a counter spell. But it's definitely something that Anna has to keep in the back of his mind. But if you're Anna, you're thinking, okay, you know what? I just resolved my Demonic Tutor. It's not too bad. So it's Leon here on 20. Or I'm sorry, 25 after that Swords on the Juggernaut. And Anna's still on 20. Yeah, we're waiting. We're actually waiting here for a player just to do something. I mean, so far it's mainly Anna who's been doing all the work here in this game, playing a White Knight. Let's see if Anna can, or if Leon can do anything against this, or wants to do anything against this. This could be one of those lure creatures that I talked about earlier. I really wonder what's in Leon's hand. He's got so much mana. He can easily play a spell and still have counter magic up, but he's not doing it. Attack here by Anna. That means that Leon's going to drop here to 23. So he's still higher than his life total was. And I'm hoping, I mean, come on, Anna, play something out. Let's check out if Leon has that counter spell. You can do it. Play a Pestilence. He's not doing it. He's passing turn here. Leon's getting a card, but he's also passing turn. I think Leon has maybe a poster of Mahatma Gandhi in his living room, because he's very passive at this point. Another attack in. And Leon is going to drop here to 21. Maybe you could let me know, Koendert, why you would counter the tutor. Knowing Koendert, he probably has a good reason for it. There is a Chaos Orb hitting the board. Maybe Leon doesn't have a counterspell, of course. I just really wonder what's in his hand. He's not doing anything. He's like, I only have lands. You can destroy my Soul Ring. I don't care. You go for it. And there is a copy artifact. This is interesting. So when the copy comes into play, Anna can respond. So Anna can respond by activating his Chaos Orb and flipping it. And then what happens is that Leon will have to choose another target. Another thing that Anna can do is think, you know what, I've got a disenchant in hand. I'm just going to wait until he's going to activate his Chaos Orb, and then I'm going to disenchant it. But then again, you're playing against a counter player. I mean, this is complicated. Perhaps I would, I don't know. I think I would flip the Chaos Orb just because I don't want Leon to have a Chaos Orb. You know, Anna is ahead right now because he has a creature on the board. And I think this is also something that Anna is now thinking about. He's in the tank. He's like, okay, should I respond the cast of Copy Artifact? Now you have to remember, Copy Artifact, you play it when it's on the battlefield, when it's in the game, then you choose a target. That means that in response to the casting, you can do something. In this case, Anna can say, in response to you casting the copy, I'm going to activate the orb. Okay, yeah, full hand, that could be a good reason. So you're saying like he's stocking up on cards to play to kind of lure that counterspell out. Look at that, another copy artifact. Or another copy. Is he copying, probably copying the Chaos Orb again? So he's got 2 Chaos Orbs. Now it makes sense. Leon just has a handful of copy artifact. That's why he wasn't doing anything. He had no target. Interesting. So in response of the second copy artifact, he is activating his Chaos Orb to try to destroy the other one. In that case, he would lose the target and he would have to target something else with his new copy artifact, if you can still follow. So the situation is as follows. Leon has a copy artifact that's a Chaos Orb. He plays his second copy artifact to copy that copy artifact, so he has 2 Chaos Orbs. In response, Anna is saying, I'm going to activate my Chaos Orb to flip on your copy artifact Chaos Orb. So when he hits this, Leon has no more Chaos Orb copies. Yeah. Interesting. And in response, he's now flipping his. I'm not quite sure why Leon is tapping his Chaos Orb right now. Is that because he's going to flip it on the White Knight, for example? I don't know. I'm not hearing these players just like you, so I have no idea. It looks like he's going to flip on the White Knight. And it is a hit. So the White Knight's gone. And now the Chaos Orb is being activated of Anna. Wow. So he's probably going to flip on the Soul Ring. He's flipping on the Soul Ring. Soul Ring is gone. That means there is no target for the copy artifact. Or he has a Mox Pearl, right? Wasn't there a Mox Pearl somewhere? Or did he lose the Mox Pearl? Because if he had a Mox Pearl, he could still copy the Mox Pearl. And does he now? I don't know. The copy artifact seems to be gone. Maybe it'll come back now on the screen. Yeah. So he's copied the Mox Pearl because it's the only artifact that is still on the battlefield. So he's showing it right now. So thank you for doing that, Leon. And that means that I think Anna made a good decision here to kind of wait, I guess. Although he has lost the White Knight. If he would have activated his Chaos Orb on after the first copy artifact came into the game, he still would have had his White Knight. Then again, it's just a White Knight. And look at Leon, he's lost basically 2 copy artifacts because that copy artifact that's now Mox Pearl is pretty useless. But let's see what's going to happen. Can Anna do something His hand is full, you know, there must be so much in there. And tapping for 3. Oh, brutal mind twist. Since he's mind twisting for 2, I'm assuming there's a counter spell. I'm assuming he's got 2 cards in hand, or he wants to mind twist and then play here. There you go, and then play something out. There is a Fungasaur. Will we see? Oh, it's Tsunami. It's not a Fungasaur at all. It's a Tsunami. Oh, and a second counter spell by Leon. That would have been brutal. If this spell would have resolved, man, and I think really well done here by Anna, who's kind of saying, you know what, I'm going to mind twist you, which is horrible. You have to, of course, if somebody wants to mind twist you for 2, you're going to counter it for 1. And after that, so that was that lure that he showed. After that, playing that Tsunami. Unfortunately for Anna, Leon had a double counter spell in hand. So let's see here. And it looks like Anna is ready for it. He's like, you've now played out 3 counter spells. I'm just going to go for it. And he's casting a Sarah Angel. And like I said, I wonder, and he has to take it. I mean, Leon cannot counter it anymore. Just use 2 counter spells. I wonder if he's got Power Scenes in his deck. I just don't know at this point. Oh, this is nice. Another control magic. So he's going to control this Sarah Angel. And does Anna have anything to... He's got Disenchant. No counterspell. So that means, again, that Anna has got it back. And we saw that in game 1. We're seeing this in game 2. All the control magics are just being responded by Disenchants. And that must be frustrating for Leon here. Anna tapping 4. What is he going to do? There's the Pestilence. And Anna is ahead on life total, so he could also use it that way. So we'll have to see here. Oh, beautiful Vesuvian Doppelganger. Quentin Hoover art in the room. Such a beautiful card, man. So beautiful. So beautiful. And it's a good card in this situation as well. There is a copy on the Sarah Angel. Will we see another control magic? Tapping 4 here. An Icy Manipulator. Interesting. So we really see that control part of Leon's deck here. But remember, Anna has the Circle of Protection black combination with the Pestilence. Of course, for the Pestilence to stay alive, he needs creatures. So, for example, if he now chooses to say, you know what, I'm just going to deal 4 damage to everything, and I'm going to take care of your Vesuvian because you've got an Icy anyway, so I don't really need my Sarah Angel. There's a Disenchant. Let's see if this resolves. Disenchant and Icy Manipulator, no counterspell from Leon. So this is good news. I think if you're Anna in this situation, I guess you just kind of want the Vesuvian and the Sarah to kind of stick around because of the Pestilence, unless, of course, Anna has more creatures in hand. Let's see what he's going to do. Will we see a White Knight? There's a White Knight. Will it resolve? That's question number 2. I think it will. Remember, Leon already played out 3 counter spells. And there's the attack. So now he is willing to trade because he has that White Knight. Remember, Pestilence destroys itself at the end of the turn if there are no creatures on the board anymore. So we see a trade here by Leon. Just a trade to buy time. And I guess Anna's now pumping 4 in his Pestilence. No, he's not. We've got Fungasaur Pestilence combo on the board. That is pretty sweet. That is pretty sweet. He's got the combo. This is old. I mean, this is what old school Magic is. Fungasaur and Pestilence together on the board. Beautiful. And he's dealing damage right now, and you see those counters ticking up there for the Fungasaur. And I think that Leon has a very slim chance of making it here. So the Fungusaur is now a 4/4 creature. Yeah, there are 3 counter spells gone exactly. So it's really difficult for Leon. I think he played the counter spells well. I mean, he had to, but yeah, Anna has just put the pressure on the whole time. He's the guy that's been coming up with the problems that Leon had to solve, and then also Anna had the results that happens when you're playing with white. Pumping in an extra damage here, and is he already gonna finish? Okay, he's kind of explaining how it goes. So the way the Fungusaur works, kills him with the giant Fungusaur. Yes, beautiful. I mean, what I wanted to say is the way the Fungusaur works is that when it gets a damage and it doesn't die, it gets a +1/+1 counter. So with Pestilence, you could say I deal everything 1 damage, everything resolved, +1/+1 counter in Fungusaur. Then you do it again, then you do it again, then you do it again. So that's why it grows so quickly. Okay, we're just going to put the sound on of the players.
Ja, je moest hem counteren. Tsunami moet je counteren.
Het was voor mij wel een wake-up call van ik hou er gewoon 2 in mijn hand. Ik heb het toch zo, dus het maakt niks uit.
Ja, precies.
Maar, ja.
Dit had ik ingeboord. 2 tsunamis en de extra disenchant.
Ja, ik had eigenlijk heel weinig gedaan.
En ik had 3 Will of the Wisp eruit gehaald, want die doen niet zoveel tegen hem.
Wat had ik nog niet gedaan? Ik had het F1 gedaan en ik had een...
Timmy denk ik weer unmute, of niet?
Ik zal hem er even aanzetten.
Hey Timmy!
Hey, gefeliciteerd hè?
Thanks!
You had the answers and you had the problems. That was it. And Leon could only answer. And you had disenchants every time you cast Control Magic.
Ja.
Ja, dat was pure bad luck. I guess.
So
this one as well.
It's interesting to see Fungusaur in action, right? So how does it work exactly? Every time it gets a damage and everything resolves, then it gets a +1/+1 counter?
Exactly. If it gets a damage but doesn't get destroyed, then he gets a +1/+1 counter. So what you do is you put 1 into the Pestilence. Everything gets 1 damage.
Yeah.
The White Knight doesn't take damage, of course. So it gets +1/+1. And then you do it again. So then it was a 4/4. And after that, I could have put, I think, 9 mana into my Pestilence. So it would have been a 13/13 Fungusaur with 9 damage already took from the Pestilence. So that's 22 damage in 1 go.
22 damage, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was kind of, when I was watching it, and I thought for game 2, Leon had more chances because it took so long for you guys to kind of play out your spells.
I was sandbagging the Tsunami, the Mind Twist. That's what I took with the Demonic Tutor. And I thought this is going to be a counter battle. So either he has to tap out for a big creature like Mahamoti or something, or I just have to draw counters and counters and counters. So that's what I did with the Mind Twists and the Tsunami.
Yeah.
He had to counter those, and after that, my Sarahs could resolve, and then.
Yeah, because he already had 3 counter spells in the bin. Because Leon, do you also play with Power Sync or Spell Blast?
No. I just have lots of islands. So the idea is to basically come with the Juggernauts and the copy artifacts and the clones.
Nice.
I entered those, but they didn't show up.
Yeah.
But that was kind of the thing. I had only islands, and I had 2 counters in my hand. So I was really happy that Anna was just patiently waiting, hoping to get something through. At some point in time, he decided to move anyway, and I still had islands and planes. So.
Yeah, and of course, you guys had that weird moment with copy artifacts and chaos orbs, because I think, Leon, you cast the copy artifact, and then Anna decided not to respond, right? Anna, so you said, I'll let it resolve.
Correct.
And then, Leon, you played your second copy, and then you wanted to respond, right, Anna?
Yes, that's when I activated my Chaos Orb in well, let's see what happens. But hope he activated his, or otherwise I would have targeted his, and then there would be no Chaos Orb left to copy Artifact again.
Yeah, and then at least Leon was able to get rid of the White Knight.
Yeah.
And then I guess his last copy artifact became the Mox Pearl because that was the only artifact in the game, right?
Yeah, that's why I targeted the Soul Ring indeed. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I think Richard has joined us as well.
Yo.
Hey.
Oh, my mic is on.
Your mic is on, man.
Oh man, what a clusterfuck! I played Christian.
The reindeer.
Yeah, so I think, I mean, we went 1-1 in that third game. I just made mistake after mistake. I started with sideboarding, not even paying attention to the colors he played. So I think I was a little bit too excited to play this tournament. So yeah. So
Maybe another round, Richard, really soon.
well, I at least can play against you now, Leon, with a little bit of luck.
Let's see. Finally.
I don't know. The pairings got the pairings, so.
We can at least just keep on losing.
Yeah, that's.
That's kind of guaranteed, right?
Then it's guaranteed. Yeah, if you lose it all, it's guaranteed that we play in the last round. So, but well, I do want to play the Kung Fu Shouters deck as well. So.
Apparently, it's very strong.
Yeah, well, it works.
Yeah, it works.
Did we get a big Fungasaur?
Yeah. Game 2, he got a huge Fungasaur.
13 with 9 damage already done with the Pestilence before. Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
Who's going to play here, Richard? That's a big question.
Yeah, we have another 13 minutes. So I had some guys reporting in already. So Rob won against Wouter. Yorgo lost against Simon. And, well, Anna won against Leon and Christian won against me. So 4 matches reported and another 4 to go. So,
Richard is going to be something we're going to do more often because, I mean, a Monday night, just France seems perfect.
Well, everybody seems to, well, sorry, not everybody. A lot of people seem to hate Monday, but I actually like it because for me, it's a kind of dead evening and you can squeeze in a 16-man tournament, by the way, in one evening. So definitely again, not sure if it's going to be a Monday. I'll leave that up to the vote.
The idea of having a one night, 4 rounds, AB only, and swing with beautiful Blackwater cards.
Yeah, I mean that definitely going to happen again.
Cool. I'm going to take a small break, guys. Good luck, Leon, with the rest of the tournament. I hope you.
Yeah, good luck, guys.
I hope you have to play Richard and you beat him.
Sweet, Arne. Sweet.
Very nice. Talk to you later, guys.
Later.
Too many video's. I'll put you on mute as well. We'll just wait to 8:30, right, Thomas?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay, taking a small break as well.
Okay, man. Ah, koop van de kijker. Kijk van de koper.
This was a cool one, I guess.
This one, yeah. Leon was a little bit unlucky. But it was really cool to see the Fungusaur deck.
Yeah. I want to play it against it.
I agree, Jorgo. I agree. That is a good idea. Jorgo has good ideas, man. He's stepping up.
Let's see. Hot chicks jumping on trampolines. Yeah. That is not a bad idea.
I like it. It's a good plan. I was explaining earlier that a lot of Magic players are very athletic. right? Very healthy.
Yeah,
Healthy and
I'm
fit.
definitely very healthy.
You are actually. You have quite a healthy lifestyle now, right?
Yeah, now, yeah.
Yeah, now, but it's a new thing, but still.
I did it more often. I'm putting my camera on. And I'm drinking nulpenulletjes.
Nulpenulletjes. Nice, man.
Oh, yeah. My new life. Well, not too much because it's bad for you as well.
Living the dream.
So, you said, I think these matches are a bit faster than normal matches.
Yes.
I still have 3. I still have Björn against Henk. I know Henk at least was 1-0, but I'm not sure whether or not.
No, but Richard, whatever Henk plays, it's just slow. I first thought it's because he plays combo, but he just needs more thinking time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Everything he plays takes
So,
a while.
at least Gwen was... Robbie against Erwin is also not close to being finished. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, we got some time, but normally I'll take 15-minute break between matches, but we now the match end at 8:30, and then I'll do pairings right away, and we can start right away. So
Yeah, it's nice for all our viewers, right?
Yeah. I saw we lost some because I think some people might think it was over, but hey, Björn won, came back against Henk with 2-1.
Okay.
So just Robbie against Demmer, and then we got them on. So
Björn is making a comeback.
yeah. Björn's sideboard probably was better. Jurko doesn't even have a sideboard. That's how we play.
Oh, Jurko.
I want to join a tournament. I have 40. I have exactly 60 cards on their sideboard. That's the spirit.
Yeah, I know. I actually have. I forgot to mention one beta card I have because I've got Ron's Death War now, of course.
Oh yeah, but I thought you had an air elemental as well.
I have 2 air elementals, so I'm getting there.
Air elemental. I mean, you have Timmy's.
I have 4 Timmies. I've got 4 giant spiders.
Pirate ship.
Mm-hmm. I need a Rod of Ruin.
1-1. Demmer against
but Demmer also, Demmer has other problems, and he's reflecting that here in the professional old school Alpha Beta League. I mean, this is not amateur hour.
No, yeah. I mean, I'm wondering what kind of deck Robbie built. I'm a Sanctuary, probably. Okay, well, I'll just move on to a new pairing. So, just select a match and schedule, start, print. You can't see this, so don't worry, I'm just talking to myself.
And you're talking to the audience.
Yeah, I know, but the audience can't follow what I'm doing.
Blabbering.
Pairings. Don't look yet. Don't look. Guys, don't look
yet. I think maybe give Demmer and Henk an official warning, Richard. This is unacceptable.
Yeah, I might. Hey, you're gonna stream Henk against Roy?
Sure. Because at least we get a full long match. What do you? Oh, you don't know what they're playing, right?
No, but yeah, I mean, just ask. I mean, Henk is playing mono green, and Roy, you
probably black, right, or not?
I can tell you. They don't want me to spoil it, but I can.
Well, just the colors, not what he's exactly playing, but just then I can put something in the description. Oh, I actually have 4 Keldon Warlords, but they're not mine.
He's playing red, black.
Red, black, okay.
Okay, guys, pairings are up. And you can just start your next game whenever you like. I mean, we're 4 minutes ahead of schedule or whatever. End of the round is I'm gonna do it earlier, right? End of the round is 9:25. 9:25.
Yeah, Hank, you're on stream.
Yeah.
No, but Hank, you've got Giant Growth and you've got Giant Spider in your deck. So then I can say Giant Spider. That's what I'm going for.
9:25, end of the round. Hey, enjoy. I'm gonna leave you again, and I'm gonna play Demmer.
Hey, Hank. Yeah, it's cool, man. So, Hank, how do you manage to play for such a long time? Because you're not playing control, you're playing mono green.
Against a cup green, you're shit. So won the first game, and then the second game I was doing well, and then he played a cup green backed up by counters, and he also did that turn two. But he was complaining. Well, I'm not going to give away everything. But he was complaining about my turn one black 5.
Okay.
And,
yeah.
But you know, he had no issue at all with.
Okay, so let's see. I think I lost a guest here. I was gonna ask him to join again. There you are. Okay, it should work better now.
Okay, so what happened?
Just my internet connection. Sometimes it switches because I've got like 2 accounts.
Oh.
And sometimes it switches.
I thought it was me. No, actually, so he had no issue at all killing the deck with a cup green. So where's the rest?
We're waiting on Roy, right? I think.
Yeah. Is Roy Kakker?
Roy, where you at?
Yeah.
Roy. What a life. So you lost, and I guess then Roy lost as well if you're playing against Roy.
Well, I hope he lost.
Yeah.
Well, I don't hope Roy, but I hope for the pairing's sake.
No, exactly, yeah. What? I was looking at my Reborn League deck. We haven't played that in a while.
No, I want to play it. Because my Reborn deck rules.
Yeah, yours is pretty good. But I've got a giant albatross, so that's pretty serious.
Yeah.
And I've made some changes to it. I feel confident now. It's got a Yoshin Soldier.
Nice.
Yeah, it's got a... Yeah, it's good. It's got Flood.
I just want to get a couple of more... I'm looking forward to more Chronicles 4th edition because I want to get another Crusade and I want to get more Angelic Voices.
Is there something in Ice Age that...
Cold Worms, I got that one as well. Yeah, so I got Angelic Voices, Crusade, and Cold Worms.
Because I think we're going to do something with Ice Age, right, next time?
Yes.
Whenever that is. Hey, we've got Mr. Nylon.
Oh,
look. The Mr. Nylon, the pro.
Hola.
Hola. So I guess, Roy, you also lost your first match.
It was my first online match ever.
Really?
Yeah, so I had to check how to get in the room. So I just asked Rob, how can I get into the room of Hank? So he just showed me.
That's good.
Yeah, but you're actually we're playing in Thomas' room. So, Timmy, we need to mute you.
Yeah, you guys mute me. If there is a really big mistake in gameplay, I'll send you a chat, yeah? Okay, so I'm going to mute you guys as well.
You, Timmy. Oh, godjes.
Okay, so we're muting these guys, and I'm gonna make the screen a little bit bigger. There we go. This is better. Let's put this a little bit more to the back. And we have Roy, the player with the Shivan Dragon playmat. I wonder if he's playing with the Shivan Dragon. That would be cool. He's playing red and black, and he is taking on the mono green army of Hank. And both of these players lost their first match. We're now in the second round. And we're joined by 36 people in the live chat, so that's pretty sweet. And I'm hoping for more fireworks. Maybe 3 games instead of 2. We'll just have to see. And I'm kind of expecting the green player to just play very quickly, obviously, when you're playing mono green. Llanowar Elves, Giant Growths, Giant Spiders, stuff like that, just getting the forces out quickly. And then perhaps Roy, I mean, he is playing with black and red, so does that mean he plays Troll Disco? That is the question here. This is much more a play with what you have format. I know the collections are really different. Obviously, all these players have pretty impressive Magic collections if you can build a completely alpha beta deck. But still, some players here have a little, some players have a lot. Here we see a setup of the situation of Roy. So the 3 guys at a table. I think there you saw Robbie and Rob, I believe. It's Rob and Robbie. But correct me if I'm wrong, guys. And Roy. So actually the 3 are sitting at a table. Really? And I guess Hank has no friends. Because no. He's just sitting at home alone. Like me, actually. Sitting at home here alone. Commentating on this. And there we go. So they're going to throw the dice. And let's see who gets to start here. 40 people in the live chat. Welcome. You're all watching the Raging Dwarf Series. And this is an alpha beta only tournament. That means the decks only consist out of cards from the alpha beta expansion. And it really does matter for the meta. Normally 93, 94, we're used to playing according to Swedish rules. So up to unlimited. And of course the 4 horseman sets. And sometimes, when we have a lenient reprint policy, we just put all the reprints in as well with same art, same frame. But in this case, it's only alpha beta. It's all black bordered, and it's only those first 2 sets of the Magic Gathering expansion. And I guess we're off here. Roy playing a basic mountain, and there is a black Vice for Hank, putting the pressure on straight away. Of course, Roy is on the play. That means he only takes 2 here, going to drop to 18. Now let's see what he can do. Can he find like a Goblin Bloom Brigade? Maybe a Shatter on the Vice? Does he want to? Just playing a second mountain here in passing turn. Those Arabian Night looking mountains. And this kind of surprises me that there is not a follow-up here for Hank. When you're green, you really want to kind of, ramp into bigger stuff. You want to play out early creatures, but it's not really happening. No Script Sprites, no Llanowar Elves. No Grizzly Bears. And there's a lot of glare here, but what card is that? And there we do see a set stroll, so that becomes a 3/3. It's a Mox Jet, now I see. So a Mox Jet here hitting the table. But that 3/3 set stroll is a big problem, and with the Jet he can also regenerate it. So I guess Roy is here on Troll Disco. I mean, perhaps not, but I think so. And let's see, what's he going to do? Playing a second Swamp here, attacking with the 3/3. That means first damage for Hank dropping to 17. And yeah, he's going to tap. Will we see another Satch Troll? That will be pretty brutal. Yes, another Satch Troll. Oh, man. I mean, remember, Hank is playing with mono green. What do you really have against these guys? He needs a Giant Spider next turn. At least that can block one of them. Just have a 2/4 blocker and it's all fine. It's all good. And I think we're going to see that now. There is the Giant Spider, so that's a 2/4 that can block creatures with flying, and the best thing about it is it has 4 toughness. That means it can block these nasty Setch Trolls. That's of course important here. And if you're wondering what the glare card is on Roy's side of the table, it's a Mox Jet. And will we see a Sheevan Dragon? That would be really sweet to see a beta Sheevan Dragon. Let's see what he's going to do here. Tapping 1 red. Maybe he's just going to fireball the spider or something. Tapping for 4 disintegrate. This is interesting. Oh, he's playing a disintegrate for 4. Okay, because there's that mountain there. Okay, now I see. That means a giant spider is removed. Going to swing into a 6. Things are not looking good for Hank here. He's going to drop to 11. And yeah. This is going to be really tough. Is he going to play another giant spider? Oh, actually tapping 5. Oh, I like this. A thicket basilisk. That is really sweet. I do believe that the trolls could still regenerate. Because remember, the thicket has an extra clause that it destroys everything it blocks, but you can still regenerate. So, or that if you block the thicket, it also works the other way around. Beautiful granite gargoyle here, beautiful creature, and of course a flyer, so that can fly over the thicket. Attacking right now, again with the 2 sedge trolls. Just going to block 1. So he's going to regenerate that one and deal 3 damage. So that means Hank's going to drop to 8 here. And untapping. Drawing for turn. Another forest. And tapping 6. Ooh, a crawl worm. Yeah, I like it. I like Hank's style. Bringing in the crawl worm. One of my favorite creatures. I think everybody's favorite creature when you just started with Magic in those early days. The crawl worm was something impressive, you know. And it was attainable, you know. It was a common. You could get a crawl worm. It is interesting in that regard that every color has a very 4-powered drop. You know, you've got a Serra Angel, Earth Elemental, Fire Elemental, Air Elemental, Singular Vampire. But in green, you actually don't have a 4/4 for 5 in the Alpha Beta. There's the attack and a double regenerate and 2 damage here. And that kind of opens up a little room for Hank to attack with the crawlworm, but I guess he's not really going to. I wonder if he has berserks. I wonder. Wouldn't it be cool if he just attacks right now with the crawlworm, puts, I don't know, double giant growth and a berserk, or just a giant growth and a berserk? War Mammoth. I really like this deck by Hank. Super cool creatures. I mean, it would be sweet. He might as well just... Would you attack? Okay, he's not doing it. Probably wants to block his War Mammoth on the Juggernaut. He has to wait for the right time. I'm not sure if he's got a Berserk in his deck, Hank, but that would be really sweet. Because remember, Roy is on 16, so... If he can, Crawlworm is 6/4, so let's say he can play 1 Giant Growth on it. It becomes a 9/7. Then with the Berserk, it becomes an 18 Trampler, you know, and then he can deal some serious damage. Who knows? I've seen weird stuff happen. So there is an attack here. I would probably trade it here for the Juggernaut, for the War Mammoth. That's what I would do. So Juggernaut on the War Mammoth, and of course the Gargoyle is not really an option here. And it looks like that's exactly what Hank is doing as well here, blocking the Juggernaut. So the Juggernaut is going in the bin. It's gone. Or I should say, yeah, and the War Mammoth too. There, man. Is he going to finish it with a Fireball or something? That's probably what he's going to do. Demonic Tutor, looking up. Looks like his screen froze. No, it's back. I mean, it's the right play. Don't get me wrong, and I get it. I get it. I get it. Maybe it's for the best we can get to game 2. It's just incredible to see all these cards. Yeah, there we see Fireball for 4. Signed by Tedin, why not? And that is a win for game 1 for Roy here. And like I said, it's understandable. You're going to look up the Fireball. Don't get me wrong there. It's completely understandable. But I like combat, I like combat, and I like to see blocks. I like to see attacks. I like to see defense. I like to, I like that. And now the players are going to sideboard. What are you going to board in here? I wanted to say Crumble, but the green player doesn't have Crumble because it's in the Antiquities. So he can board in, what's that card called again? Enchantment from green. For 2 green, you counter target black spell. Life Force. Is that called Life Force? And of course, Roy can put in Death Grip. Death Grip is, wow. If Roy can cast a Death Grip against it, that's almost end game. So we're just going to see. And we've got 45 people are in the live chat, so that's pretty sweet. Welcome everybody here at the second round of the Raging Dwarf Series. These players are shuffling up, sideboarding for their second game. It's 0-1 for Roy, that's a player with the Shivan Dragon playmat. Yeah, maybe Death Grip is a bit slow, maybe. But still, it's pretty deadly. I wonder if he plays with discs. Maybe not. Maybe he's just going fast. I wonder if he's probably playing bolts, right? Bolts, and then how many fireballs? 2 fireballs, 2 disintegrate, something like that. They're shuffling up right now. Yeah, it would be nice to see a Death Grip. Nice. I'm not sure if nice. It's a card you don't see often, so from that perspective, and it's cool art. Yeah, I wonder. Because you're right, he's playing Juggernaut, which is aggressive. You can play Setchtroll, really aggressive. I mean, a 3/3 for 3, that's pretty good with Regenerate. And then in combination with Direct Damage, I guess you're right here. He's probably playing more aggro. And he's probably not playing with Navanural's Disc at all. It's actually quite nice to see that, and also to see the impact of Alpha Beta. Like in Alpha Beta, you can make a pretty competitive red-black aggro deck. And you don't see that as often in Swedish, where you usually go more for the control route, I guess. Yeah, budget-wise, Fireball and Disintegrates are still pretty affordable, but I mean, since he also has a Demonic Tutor in his deck, I wonder how budget-wise it is. And of course, Setchtroll's Black Border, that is pretty sweet. I think, Hank needs to go fast, but then again, if he's playing against another aggressive deck as well, he's just not going to go fast enough to deal enough damage when he's reaching like turn 4 or turn 5 when Roy will have control. We'll have to see. At least in game number 2, Hank gets to start, which is much better for his deck. Let's see what a turn 1 Vice can do. And is he gonna drop? And we're off to the races here. There we know. I think Hank is wondering if he wants to keep it. Okay, I guess he's gonna keep it. Brilliant opening here. Llanowar Elves turn 1. This is what you want to do. And there is a Mana Vault. And I think, Koendert, you're right. He's playing very aggressive. If he's got Mana Vaults too. Wow, that means will we see a Juggernaut the upcoming turn? Look at that attack here by Hank and a Giant Growth. That is pretty sweet. So he's really going for the aggressive route. And I'm really curious now to see what Roy is going to do. Wow, Fire Elemental. Wow, that is such a beautiful creature. And I really like this play. Turn 2 Fire Elemental. Amazing. It's a 5/4. It's huge. And Hank is playing Wall of Ice. Nice. Really liking the flavor here. You've got the Wall of Ice blocking the Fire Elemental. That is pretty sweet. And also Hank is tapping out completely. Really nice. It's just fantastic here. Fantastic to see a wall. Walls really take me back, you know. And there we see the Swamp. Of course, Roy taking the damage from his own Mana Vault. So he's going to drop to 15. Dropping a Setch Troll, perhaps? Yeah, there is a Setch Troll. And there's just not much that Roy can do here with the Fire Elemental. So that means Hank gets to untap. He can attack with the Script Sprites here to have a guaranteed damage. And of course the Mana Vault is going to deal damage as well to Roy. It would be nice for... What's he going to play? Another Wall of Ice. Sweet. This is really nice. 2 Wall of Ice on the battlefield. And it's actually not looking too bad for Hank here. And I guess that counter there on Roy's Mana Vault is kind of keeping track how much damage he's taken from his own Mana Vault. Nevinyrral's Disc, there it is. There it is. I was wondering if he was playing Nevinyrral's Disc. He is playing Nevinyrral's Disc. And it's actually really good right now for Roy to pop that disc. Because, I mean, his Setch Troll survives. And I wonder what Hank's gonna do now. I mean, I guess nothing. If I were him, I would just attack with the Sprites past turn, unless of course you have something against the disc. And I'm now thinking, I'm digging Alpha Beta Green. What can he do against the disc? I don't think there's any artifact destruction in Alpha Beta. That is interesting. What is he's playing a regeneration over his Wall of Ice. Oh, that's so cool. That is so sweet. That is really nice to see. Oh man, I'm really liking this second game so far. And Roy is, I mean, he's taking damage. He's dropping to 11. There's a Badlands. This is really nice. I mean, if you're Roy, what can you do really? I think I would pop the disc because then at least you can play something. Yeah, so he's popping the disc, going to regenerate the Setch. We're going to see a regenerate of the Wall of Ice. That means both of those creatures are going to be tapped because when you regenerate, you know, it taps. And so the Wall of Ice actually technically also taps, but okay. And I wonder if Roy, he's not going to play anything out interesting because then maybe I would have waited with popping the disc actually. I was expecting Roy to kind of pop the disc in his first main and then second main go and cast something. And what is Roy going to do? I mean, he's got a Wall of Ice. What can you do? Oh, Dragon Whelp is going to fly over that wall. That means that Hank has to go dig for solutions again. And remember, Giant Spider is not the ideal blocker. He does find the Script Sprites, slams it on the board and passes turn, I guess. The thing now for Hank is a giant spider, if he draws into one, it's a 2/4, which is nice. But remember, the whelp, it's a 2/3 flyer, but you can pump red mana into it. And that's a good point from Dion that the regeneration is destroyed because of the disc. So maybe I can give that in the chat. I'm going to try to send it to them. So I'm sending them now the line. Unfortunately, because I'm rooting for the Wall of Ice. Shivan Dragon hitting the board. Oh Lord. Oh man. Okay. That means it's pretty much over now. Wow. I mean, at first he's got to take the damage for the whelp. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. He's on 13 still, but next turn, there's a Shivan Dragon. The Shivan Dragon. And the Shivan, okay, so the giant spider is basically going to be food for the Shivan. The Shivan is going to have barbecued giant spider for dinner. Let's see how this is going to play out. The thing is, if he blocks the Shivan, Roy is actually going to pump, right? He's going to pump the Dragon Whelp to 5. So he's going to hit Hank for 5. He's going to go to 8. And he's going to use a lightning bolt here, it seems. Okay, he's taking back the bolt. He's going to attack first. So, I mean, he's probably going to, it doesn't really matter what he does at this point. I guess I would block the Shivan still because he can still pump the Shivan to 6. And you just want to take the least amount of damage here. Right, so then I think the Shivan is the best option. Yeah, and then he takes 5 damage from the whelp. He's going to drop to 8. He's going to take on his turn. What can he do here? Playing Olana or Elves. That's not going to cut it. And Rock Hydra, very cool. I'm really liking this deck, by the way. Really, I also love the mono green deck, by the way. But it's look at this. End of the line, right? No, he's on 1, really? I do like the fact that Roy decided to play the Rock Hydra instead of killing Hank. I respect that. I think that's great. And now we're probably going to see Hank playing his last turn, although it seems that he's frozen. Of course, connection interrupt. Trying to reconnect. But yeah, the writing is on the wall, as they say. If you would play, for example, with white, I would say, let's see if he can cast a Wrath of God or something. But with green, what can he do, really? Actually, Nevinyrral's Disc would be quite a good inclusion into green. Yeah, I think it's Hank, Roy.
It's Hank. Okay, yeah, because I can't see him anymore.
Yeah, he's reconnecting. But I think it's fair to say that you're winning this one.
It doesn't matter.
There he is.
There he is. Okay. Do it, Hank. Do it. Turn the game around.
Take a basilisk.
Yeah, take
Take
a
a basilisk. Sure.
You need a cockatrice at least. 2.
No, I need a fog.
That would be sweet.
Fuck that.
Oh man.
I had one out.
I go for a full swing, Hank.
What was your out, Hank?
Well,
Henk, deze die feest uit hè, deze beurt. Die doet niet mee, hè?
dat was maar waar.
Die feest, ja, dat loopt een beetje achter volgens mij, want die YouTube-skin die loopt
achter, ja. Oh, dat was hem, Henk. Ja, dat was hem.
Stream of live, sweet.
Nice.
Stream of live.
You guys want to play game 3? Because we have to wait anyway.
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
so I'll just mute you again, and you guys can just play a game through. I think it's more fun than listening to nothing.
Yeah, and looking at Wall of Ice and Crowburn's Hardcast is always good.
Wall of Ice is a good card, Hank. It's great.
When you
Well,
had the two
that's
Wall
what
of Ice, it looked pretty solid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
that's what I thought walls were good as well until I noticed that everybody plays Juggernauts and nobody thinks that walls cannot be blocked by Juggernauts. Well,
Yeah,
Juggernauts cannot be blocked by walls.
but Juggernaut, yeah. Well, I think also Giant Spider looked pretty good against the Sedge Troll.
Yeah, but Giant Spider is really, really good. It was also good against Bjorn, and it's good against a lot of flyers.
Ah. Yeah, and Giant Growth.
Yeah,
can kill
and
a
the
lot.
power toughness is great, It can be bolted.
Exactly.
I think it would be nice if you would also have a Nevinyrral's Disc, right, for the green deck, because it's so hard to get rid of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the previous game I literally got wrecked by two top greens.
Because is there any green card in Alpha Beta? Because I think not, that can get rid of artifacts.
Chaos Orb. And so you basically only got Chaos Orb and you've got nothing else.
Yeah, nothing
else.
green, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, Crumble, Scavenger Folk, that stuff that all came later.
Yeah, so I need an IC, or I need to upgrade my ICs. And Ruby, if you're listening. I need to upgrade my Chaos Orb.
Robbie's
Basically,
just feeding everything he has now.
Oh, well, as you know it. All the pills.
I think it's Robbie's fault that you've lost this one, Hank, because he's not offering you these blackboarded cards at a decent price.
Well, let's say not within budget.
Yeah, all you need is some modest upgrades. You know.
Okay. Doe de middelste maar. Doe de middelste. So it's already 2-0. Let's go for total annihilation.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep your mics open. I think it's more fun because I'm Tino.
Yeah, it's more fun. Yeah, Cornet, always good. I will keep.
Yeah, I also keep.
Je wordt ook gewoon merk
Cool.
van zo'n avond.
Ja, snap ik.
En niet zo.
Script sprites.
Ja, die kan natuurlijk niet hier achter staan.
Nee. Okay, my turn?
Ja.
Ja, ligt er een element op. Dat is niet fijn.
Oh, zieke opening. Zieke opening, hè. Hey, hier, doe die eens. Hier, go.
Die Ruben die
Yeah, I think Roy is half Belgium, right? That explains it.
Roy heeft in ieder geval flink gespaard de laatste tijd. Godskoleren man, ik dacht dat je eerst nog geen box had.
What an opening. Insane. But you got your script sprites.
Dat die jongen nog mono black speelde.
Attack with the sprites.
Ja, waar is die tijd gebleven, hè?
Ja, sorry.
Ja, toen er nog zo'n bescheiden Brabander was.
Ja. Kijk, die corona die legt Roy geen wind eigenlijk. Nee, nou mooi zeg.
Ja,
Hij doet hier niks mee.
Badlands.
2.
Nou, hoppatee.
5.
Ja, mijn twist ook.
Die maakt hier.
Two-headed giant.
Very cool card. Very cool card.
Hurts.
It's a good card. Only one red.
Uit hoor.
Easy to splash.
Yeah.
Trample.
Yeah, bro, thank you.
The only reason I didn't splash red is because I only got 3 beta mountains. So I need to buy those.
Oh, Henk, die regel ik je wel op.
Nog een script sprite.
Attack. Script Sprite Army for the win.
Your turn. It's a 4/4, right? Two-headed giant. Hang on. It's a 4/4.
With trample.
4/4, trample.
And rampage or
No, not
You
that.
can block
legend.
creatures.
It's just a 4/4. No, it can block 2 creatures, right?
It can block 2 creatures, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And it's 4/4.
Yeah. Cool.
It's a rare.
Ja, jammer.
That lands.
Yeah.
Attack with the two-headed giant.
Netjes.
Ah, that's mean. Now you're just being cruel.
Your turn.
Mountain.
Ja.
Attack for 9. 4.
Nice, sweet.
Oh,
Fuck. Oh.
your turn. Fork it is. Fucking hell.
Sweet, man. Wall of ice.
Wall of ice. I want to chaos fork that wall of ice.
You activated right away. Sure.
Yeah? This is your
Yeah.
wall of ice? Oh!
Oh!
Yeah.
What happened?
Limited are better aligned. And now swing.
Too hasty.
So Hank is getting back in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can block at least the giant and the chaos orb is
Yeah.
gone. So this is a good turn for you, and you're dealing damage.
That's fine. Okay.
Attack.
Block the two-headed giant. Take 5.
5. Sexual.
Sure.
Your turn.
Nee. Nee, die brengt dus wel redelijk long.
Regeneration.
It's a regeneration, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure.
Your turn.
Regenerational script sprites.
Yeah,
Sweet,
but the wall cannot block the juggernaut, so I need to.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, full swing.
Yeah, block Jiggy, block giant,
It takes
Regenerate.
3. Yeah.
take 3.
Take 3. Okay, your turn.
Niet te veel aan.
Elves,
Another blocker, right?
another blocker. Indeed. Your turn.
Take a card.
Ja.
Let me see.
Ja, maar.
Als
je niet doet. Oké.
Play a fireball on the wall
I
of
hope you have a
ice.
giant. Yeah, that's going to happen.
Really?
No.
So I hope you have a giant rope on the wall of ice.
Play a giant grove. No!
Oh no!
That would have been so sweet if you would have giant grove the
Yeah,
wall.
I'm going to attack.
Fuck.
Yeah, play a fuck. Play it.
Yeah, I would love it.
Sorry?
Block juggernaut.
Yeah.
Ja,
That's 7 damage, right?
ik zat heel lang op 4 maanden.
7 damage, yes.
Denk ik dat ik wel kunnen winnen. Ja, ik had al. Ik had.
I cannot do it. I will block the giant as well.
Uit van die.
So you go to 5. Okay.
Damage.
Wel
Ja.
beter niet
Your
gepakt.
turn.
And I'll regenerate.
Ja.
Ja, netjes.
Your turn.
Ja, want dan wordt het dik, hè? Dan gaat het hard. Ja. Ja, was close. Ja, goed.
Bring him well. Attack.
Ay.
Block the juggernaut.
Dat is wel aardig.
Giant grove. Regenerate.
Nice.
Heb je 4 mee? Of,
Oh,
It is what it is.
it is what it is. This is
Yeah.
this is too much.
But that wall of ice really, it blocks
Yeah,
a lot.
I still am doubting between the wall of ice and
Full of brambles.
and the living wall.
Tower.
I play living wall as well.
Living wall.
Living wall as well, yeah.
Sweet.
That's nice. Yeah, that's nice.
Legend. But I really like the Rock Hydra, Roy, in your deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That-
for flavor, huh?
That is fantastic, man.
Yeah, but this is a four. This is
And you need those. Oh yeah, the life force is also quite good against the black ones. Huh?
yeah. I was actually seriously.
Je ziet zijn bord niet, hè. Je ziet alleen maar dit. De back zie je zomaar half, zijn Evert serie.
Yeah. I was hesitating to try it with 4 mountains and just flash 2 fireballs, but
Wel op zich een beetje van bovenaf ziet.
Yeah, or earthquake, because you have a lot of high top.
no, I got, yeah, but I've got the earthquake.
Oh yeah, you have the hurricane. Yeah, it's a great card.
Dat je heel veel kan doen.
Yeah.
But yeah, the main problem with green is that it has problems with killing creatures.
Yes.
That's yeah.
Ik raak hem nooit. Ja, als hij 6
Hey, so I can assume that Henk lost?
Yeah, 3-0.
Yeah. Well, actually, I gave you a win, Hank, just because of the wall of ice. So 1-2. Does that matter, Richard?
Extra points for the wall of ice, huh?
Yeah.
No. That screws up his tiebreakers.
Oh, okay.
Hey, is Evert against Rob still going?
No, they're finished.
Who won?
2-0 for Evert.
Okay, so I got all the scores again, so that's cool. So, yeah, I mean, then in my opinion, we can already go to next round. So
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah,
I just want to get something to drink.
Yeah. So pairings at 21-20, right?
Yeah, fine. Yeah, cool.
And
Hey,
maybe.
hoi, succes man.
Hey Henk, hetzelfde hè? Bedankt hè?
Yo.
Laters.
Deze kans heb je already zijn even nog tegen elkaar. Want je hebt 1 gewonnen.
Jij gewonnen.
We hebben al 3 gewonnen. Ja, en ik heb ook 1 gelijk gespeeld.
Moet ik nou hieruit gaan trouwens?
Ja, je moet eruit gaan, Roy.
Oké, lief. Oké man.
Yeah.
Okay, Thomas.
Yeah,
So you
man.
had a lot of voices in the background, but of course not when you were commentating. So
No, I had third game. I just put the players on.
yeah, I understand. So pairings will be up at 21-20, and the next round starts right after. So actually, I think they don't need 5 minutes to set up stuff. So
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, if we can play. And who are we gonna put on the channel? That's it.
yeah, I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna do the pairings. The time schedule, a little bit of update.
Do we have somebody playing with Timmy's?
I think we do. But I'm first gonna finish the round. Let's see. Evert won, Anne won. Evert won against Rob, Anne against Gwen, Simon against Reinhard, Robbie against Björn, Richard against Erwin. So I won. Yay. Koos against Jurgo, Roy won against Henk, and Wouter won against Leon. So I'm ending this round, scheduling next round, starting next round. Well, not you guys yet. And then, not score, print. Let's do the results first, why not? So, okay, standings raw, that will work. And just a little bit of shenanigans. So the undefeated players so far: Evert, Anne, Simon, Robbie. No, Evert, Anne, Simon. Those are the 3 undefeated players because, of course, we had a draw between Robbie and Erwin. General. The standings work. Now I just need to do pairings. And then I'm gonna see who plays who on the stream, of course. And you say preferably with Timmy's.
Well, if there's a Timmy deck, would be nice.
I don't know if there is a Timmy deck and you can't see it, right?
No, it's not letting me in. It's like saying, no, you can't.
I probably still did it on purpose. I don't know how, but let's see.
Weird.
Do you know anybody who plays Timmy's? Hey, it somehow doesn't do my rooms good. Why is it? It's fucking.
We've got Björn who's got Timmy's.
Very strange. Yeah, we can do Wouter against Björn, right?
Yeah, why not? And he's got Phantom Monsters. That's good.
Yeah.
And
So,
do you know what Wouter's playing?
Also blue, so that helps.
Okay, nice. So maybe they both have.
So yeah, guys, pairings are up again. Wouter against Björn is going to be on stream. And look at the Google Docs if you want to play. And I am playing Koos. So Koos, I'll see you in my room in a second. Cool. Well, enjoy again, Thomas. And,
yeah, sure, man. Looking forward to it.
I'm gonna go to my little room.
So it seems we're gonna watch Björn, who's on a white-blue. So white, you, Timmy, and he's taking on a mono-blue, perhaps. Just have to see when the players get in. Hey, Björn.
Alright.
So you're playing Timmy?
Yeah.
That's a good thing. And Phantasmal Forces.
Also, yeah.
And Phantasmal Forces is actually pretty good, right? In Alpha Beta. It's not bad.
So far, it pretty much sucks, but with blending creatures, it's okay.
And you're playing Phantasmal Forces.
Yeah. And Phantom Monsters.
Which is really cool.
Well, I thought I would play Phantom Monsters with Timmy's, and then at least I would be able to defeat Giant Spiders.
Yeah. I like that way of thinking.
That's pretty much the strategy.
That's good. And you've got Mega Pegasus or Mesa Pegasus. So you can band as well.
It can band with the Phantom Monster and then block Serra Angels and Sengir Vampires. So.
You're solid. I don't know what Wouter is playing. You're playing against Wouter, so I'll just have to see what he's playing.
Yeah, we'll have to wait. We'll see.
So how are you going so far?
My first game was a pretty tight game against Hank, but I won that 2-1. And the second game, I played against Robbie, who had a first game he played a quick Sol Ring and then 3 Serra Angels in succession, so I lost.
Oh yeah.
Good evening.
And the second game against Robbie, he warped one of my lands, then Ice Stormed one of my lands, then regrowth and Ice Stormed one of my lands, and I was looking at my hand with Air Elemental and very expensive creatures and no lands, and I sort of thought I would quit because that wasn't going anywhere.
Misery. So I'm gonna put you guys on mute. And Wouter, are you playing mono blue?
I might be. You got a deck list.
Yeah, I cannot log in, but that's okay. We'll see. No worries.
Okay. It's gonna be kind of a mirror match here.
Okay.
I think. I'm not sure. We'll see.
Cool. So I'm going to put you guys on mute. If there's something, I'm going to put it in the chat, okay?
Yeah, and we should mute you, right?
Yeah, mute me as well, yeah.
Okay, mute. Right. Okay. So there we go.
So there we go. Both players muted and yeah. So another blue and white deck. I guess blue and white is a popular color combination. Makes sense. I mean, you've got access to powerful flyers. You've got good control spells. You've got control magic, which is really, really strong if your opponent doesn't have an answer for it. And there are quite some decks here that will really struggle. You know, and basically one of the good things as well is when you play a control magic and your player cannot remove the enchantment but has to kill the creature, then your opponent, you know, is needs to kill his own creature. So you've got a nice 2-for-1. I guess in this matchup, both players will have access to disenchant, so I don't think the control magics will be that powerful. And I'm just looking forward to see the Timmys. I'm wondering if Wouter plays with Timmys as well. I'm also enthusiastic about Björn's Wall of Swords deck. Wall of Swords, not his deck. He's playing a one-off. So yeah, we'll see. So there we go. Players are deciding who gets to start, shuffling up. Let's see, what are these players going to do? Who's got to start? Kind of a mirror match here. Believe we're in round number 3. And there's an island from Wouter, and there's a black vice. Okay, so that's a pretty tough start for Björn here. He's definitely going to drop to 17 without the game really starting. Taking turn 1. Playing a plains. Interesting, when you're playing with blue, you usually expect just your blue source just to get your counter magic online. And there's copy artifact on the vice. That is pretty brutal. That means 6 damage is coming in now for Björn. Because of that double vice. Ay. That is painful. So he's going to drop down to 11, and maybe this is going to be a very short first game. And there's an island here. What is he going to do? Looks like he's passing turn, about to playing second blue. There is a disenchant on at least one of them. No counter spells, it seems, by Wouter. Destroying the original copy, but remember, there's still 1 vice. Taking 2 damage from that, dropping to 9. And I guess the good news here for Björn is that Wouter is not doing anything else. Tapping 2 here, there is a Pegasus hitting the board. 1/1 flyer with banding. And no response from Wouter. Dropping land number 4, tapping 2. There is his Pegasus. And another vice, but I think the vices are not that strong anymore. How many cards does he have in hand? There's an unsummon actually on the Pegasus. And that way Björn is preventing himself from taking damage, which is good, and he's able to deal 1 damage with his own creature. And now he's tapping 4, playing a Phantom Monster. So that is pretty sweet. And all of a sudden there's some pressure now on Wouter. I mean, Bjorn is on 9, but it's still pretty decent. And remember, he's playing against blue and white, so he doesn't have to fear that direct damage train. Now he's untapping. I mean, there's a chance that these players play with Side Blast as well. I haven't seen any yet. Attack here from the monster. Wouter dropping to 16. And tapping 3 here. Wall of Air, that's pretty solid. And Power Sink, yeah, Power Sink. Not enough mana there. He could Power Sink for 1? No, he's not. Okay, he has to tap his land down because of the sink, of course. That's what's happening here. Then he's attacking with his Pegasus, and they're trading. Maybe I would have taken the damage. I don't know. The nice thing about the Pegasus is that, of course, you can then attack in a band and you have a 4/4. And what if Wouter now plays a Sarah Angel next turn, for example? Then again, Bjorn is on 9. You don't want to take damage. And maybe he's got more counter magic. Tapping 4. There is the copy. It's really a mirror match here. Phantasmal Forces by Wouter. And are we going to see a counter spell here from Bjorn? No, we're not. So he's just probably going to keep his Phantom Monster at home to block the other Phantom Monster. Tapping here. There's a control magic on the Phantom Monster. I like this. Bjorn has his own Phantom Monster army attacking here for 3. Wouter dropping. Look at his life total. He's now on 10. So Bjorn is really kind of taking control of this match. And I wonder if Wouter can find a disenchant. And Bjorn still has 2 blue open. That means if he has a counterspell, he can actually protect his control magic. There we see a Timmy. Oh, Timmy on the board. Yeah, that's what we want to see. We see the players cheering here. That's what we want on, of course, on the channel. And a disenchant. Wow. This is a really good turn for Wouter. And no counterspell from Bjorn. And all of a sudden, things are looking bad for Bjorn again. Attacking with the Phantom Monster. Interesting move. Probably means he has another flyer on hand. And look at that. Wouter's taking the damage, dropping to 7. Another Phantom Monster. Another Phantom Monster. This is Phantom Monster Mania. Quite interesting. I really like that attack by Bjorn. And tapping 2 here, there's a Pegasus, and now he's got that banding situation going. But there's a Spell Blast. Wow. And Bjorn really has a counter deck here with End Power Sink and Spell Blast, and I think he also plays with Counterspell. So that is pretty sweet for him. And having that white package, so also his deck is very control-y. And I guess both of these decks are Timmy decks. It's really a mirror match. Attacking with just 1 Phantom. And yeah, Wouter, I mean, I think it's a good thing he's blocking. I mean, he's on 7. And there we see a ping by Timmy, so Bjorn's going to drop here. Another Phantom. Are these guys just playing with like 10 Phantom Monsters? Oh, crazy, crazy. It's really a Phantom Monster overload here. Let's see. Yeah, Bowser's passing turn. Why not? It's looking good for him. He can just ping Bjorn. And they're both on 7, by the way. It's quite an interesting game 1. So he's going to ping. He's going to pass. There's an unsummon. In response, there's a ping. Makes sense. Interesting here, he could have unsummoned on the Phantom Monster, actually, to deal damage. Although, wow, look at that Black Lotus. That is pretty impressive. And there is a Timmy. Oh, now I understand the Tim. This is smart. I love this. Timmy battle on Timmy Talks. The cool thing here is that, Wouter is going to take turn. And if he plays out his Timmy, that's not smart because his Timmy has Summoning Sickness. Of course, Wouter can still respond. Maybe he has a counterspell. If he has one, I would use it. Spell Blast or Counterspell. Power Sync's not going to work. Just too many lands. Also because of the Black Lotus of Bjorn. I always find, obviously Black Lotus is an amazingly strong card, for the tempo. But in blue, I just find it extra strong because it allows you to always have counter capability open. And in this case, it even protects you against a counterspell, against the Power Sync. Attacking here for 3. Yeah, so that's Phantom Monster for Phantom Monster. There's a flyer, but of course he's got the Timmy, and then he's going to play the other Timmy. Now, Bjorn will probably ping the Timmy. That's what he has to do now. But that does mean he takes another damage from the Pegasus. So he's going to kill the Tim. I really like that play by Bjorn, unsummoning the Protocol Sorcerer just because he had one. That's a great play. Bjorn going to 4. But it's not over yet. Next turn, he will be able to kill the Pegasus with the ping of the Tim. Exactly, and that Tim is doing some work. It's destroyed 2 creatures so far. I mean, it's not too bad for one little sorcerer. Now let's see what Bjorn can do. Going through his hand. And I have to say, when this game once started and I saw Wouter with that Black Vice copy on Black Vice and I saw Bjorn dropping below 10 very quickly in this game, I thought, okay, game 1's over. But wow, look at how he came back, and now it's Wouter on 7. Bjorn is on 4. It's not too shabby. Of course, he's now just passing turn, and he can ping at the end. That means Wouter's going to 6. And again, he's passing here. And he's slamming that island on the table, clearly not happy with it because he knows he's getting pinged to death by the Timmy here. And this is just a great match, of course, to see here on the channel, to see the Timmy being so decisive. It is a very powerful creature. And again, it's doing work here. Gonna drop to 4. When you have the control with blue, but of course Bjorn has to be vigilant that he doesn't get too many cards in hand because the double vice is still there, but I'm sure he notices that, and that means there's a disenchant now, kind of a forced disenchant, just because he doesn't want to, have too many cards. He doesn't want to take any damage from the vices, and I mean he's correct because he's only on 4 life. And I mean, in a strange way, maybe let's say there's a scenario where Bjorn just has his hand full of counterspells that he can't play. He can actually kill himself. He's not counting his lands. Does that mean he's going to cast a Brain Geyser? That would be very risky. I don't even know if he has one in deck. It is difficult for him because I do know he's playing with Ancestral Recall, for example. And the Recall is usually a great card. But with the 2 vices and being on 4, you have to be very careful with that. And he is winning, so drawing another card. I really wonder what he has in hand. Tapping to white, blue. Playing another Tim. Sweet! Another Tim hitting the board. And, ooh, power sink on the Tim, but a power sink on the power sink. And, wow, I think it's pretty much over now for Wouter. He's going to drop to 1. And, yeah, that means game 1 is done here. So we see Björn winning this one. And really sweet to see this kind of magic. So that is Björn being 1 game up here in this mirror match. And both these players are going to go have a look in their sideboards. I'm not really sure if there's anything to really board in. What's actually a really good card to board in against Timmy is a Rod of Ruin. Rod of Ruin is just fantastic. Like I've played with, I played with my deck Timmy's Spellbook, mono blue 4 Timmy's. And I played against the Baron, and he actually had a Rod of Ruin in his sideboard. And I won the first game, and I was pretty cocky. And then game 2 and 3, he just annihilated me with his Rod of Ruin. That was pretty frustrating for me. But yeah, well played, of course, by my opponent at the time, the Baron. And we're just gonna wait for these players to shuffle up to get ready for game 2. I mean, looking at the sideboard, we see a lot of COPs in both of these sideboards, but they're green, they're black and red. That makes sense. You want to do something against that. You see, red, blue elemental blast, of course, but that's not going to help. You could add a Timmy, take a Timmy out. You could add maybe an extra counter spell, whatever, but nothing major here. It is, of course, if you're playing against Timmy's, it is, of course, you can rethink certain cards, like the Pegasus, for example. Is that really, if I would play against Timmy's and I had Timmy's in my sideboard and Pegasus is in my main board, I would probably board out my Pegasuses and board in more Timmy's. Then again, you saw that situation with Björn where he was able to unsummon a Timmy, then cast a Timmy himself. Then you're kind of stuck when you're Wouter, because if you play your Timmy, it's gonna die from the active Timmy, if you can still follow what I'm saying. So it's not easy. We've got 41 people, by the way, in the live chat on a Monday. Oh, that's pretty nice. Watching this old school format, alpha and beta constructed. And we're just using the Swedish rules, by the way. So that means no mana burn and 4 of each, and just a ban and restricted list as well. And I see that Mr. V, Jorgo, has just won his first game. Congratulations, Jorgo, his first match, I should say. And these games are pretty long, actually. They're 2 control decks, of course, so that makes sense. But yeah, like I said, I really expected Björn to kind of lose. He was on 9 very quickly in the game. But then he stabilized and he took over. There were some bumps in the road, but he managed. And it's really nice to see cards like Phantom Monster being played, and I guess cards like Timmy seeing play. Cards like the Mesa Pegasus seeing play. That's a card you usually don't see. So it's really nice to see these epic cards finding a home. And there they go, putting the dice together. Looks like they're getting ready for game number 2. And we are waiting. They're shuffling up still. Let's see. I guess in the meanwhile, I can tell you that if you like old school Magic and you like Timmy Talks, you can support me and support the channel on Patreon. It's patreon.com/Timmy Talks, and you can check out how you can support us and help the channel grow. It's really appreciated. And we also have our own tournaments, by the way. So, yeah. I guess Wouter's taking a mulligan here. Really nice playmat by both of these players, by the way. I think there's a story behind Bjorn's playmat. Like, that's art that you see there that's made by the artists, I believe, on this playmat. But I can't really remember. And of course, we see Wouter with the Dan Fraser playmat with the Moxen. Yeah, let's see. They're looking at their hands. Of course, Wouter has to decide, am I going to keep... If he keeps London Mulligan, he needs to put one card on the bottom. Okay, I guess he did that already. There's a basic island passing turn. Basic island by Bjorn. Maybe we're going to get some kind of standstill situation. Second blue, you know what that means. Counter capability online. Oh, look at this. He's actually going to play something. I like this. Play aggressive. Oh, Psychic Venom. For the people that don't know, this is an enchant land. 1 blue and 1. When your land gets tapped, it deals 2 damage to you. So really nice to see this card. Beautiful art, by the way. And Bjorn playing at Plains, not doing anything else. And of course, Wouter now knows, you know, my opponent is playing with Power Sinks, playing with Spell Blast. I have to be careful here. I guess he's not careful. Playing at Tim, another Timmy. Oh, Power Sinking the Tim. Does mean he has to take 2 damage, but man. That is. How can you do that, Bjorn? You're on Timmy Talks. You can Power Sink a Timmy. But I guess it's a good decision. It also shows how powerful Tim is. And now he's going to play his own Tim, probably. Going to drop to 16. This is great. You know, the thing is, if you manage to get the first Tim that sticks, then you take control over all the other Tims in the game. So that is just, again, smart magic. And here we see a Wall of Air, a 1/5 flyer from Wouter passing turn here. Really nice to see these games. Unfortunately, of course, for Wouter, you know, the Tim can ping after. Or, I mean, past the wall. Doesn't need to deal damage through combat. There we see that Black Lotus again. And let's see if Bjorn is going to do something. Looks like is he passing? He is tapping 3. Will we see another Tim? He's not using the enchanted land, of course. He doesn't want to take 2 damage. And there's another Protocol Sorcerer, another Timmy. Really sweet to see this. There is an island. And he's going to untap here. Both players looks like they're kind of changing their settings. But we can see it. It's a pretty good setup, actually. I've seen much worse. Now let's see what Bjorn can do here. It's looking good for him with the 2 Timmies. I mean, he can ping for 2 damage every turn. If he can just protect his board with counter magic, he's pretty good. And this is something that blue control players love to do, right? Get the Timmy out, kind of keep control. asking how many cards Wouter has. I wonder if these players have a Mamoti Jin. That would be sweet. Another Timmy. Wow, it's insane. Okay, this is impressive. 3 Protocol Sorcerers on the board, and we already saw one on Wouter's side earlier. And this is actually a big problem for Wouter because now he cannot cast Phantom Monster. Anything with toughness 3 is going to get killed by the Timmies. So, I mean, he needs an Earthquake for one. Problem, he's not playing with red. He needs a Wrath of God, but then he would need a second white source, and I'm not even sure if he has Wrath of God in his deck. But, he just needs a way to get rid of those Timmies. A clone, look at this, a playset of Timmies. Wow. That is just crazy. Just had to put that in the chat. Playset of Timmy's here on the side of Björn, and I think this is pretty much played now. Of course, taking that end of turn ping damage from the 3 Timmys because the clone still has Summoning Sickness. Let's see what's going to happen here. I mean, I'm just thinking, what are the outs now for Wouter? I mean, yeah, the Pegasus is nice, but it's not really going to make a difference here. He's going to take 4. He's going to drop to 10 now. That's exactly what's happening here. He's going to drop to 10. And we're really going to see a Timmy victory here, which is quite nice for the Timmy Talks, of course. I mean, he's not there yet, but I really don't see a way for Wouter to move forward from this point. Perhaps a balance could help. Balance or Wrath of God. He's got some outs. An unsummon. Another unsummon. Sweet. Of course, he's going to ping him for 2. He's going to drop to 8. What else can he do, really? And he's going to play a Pegasus. Yeah, this is just Wouter trying something which he knows is not really going to work. So we see the Pegasus die. And yeah, we got some people saying it's kind of boring. Well, it's a control matchup, so this is what you get. I do like seeing the Timmies. And of course, it's a thing you get with this alpha beta. There's a little bit less, how do you say, finesse. You have less options with your deck. Maybe it's a bit more straightforward Magic. And look at this, all the Timmies coming back up. And always keeping that Black Lotus to, cast the control magic if you need to. So are you also playing Jimmy, by the way? Exactly, it's pew, pew, pew. Bam, 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 pinging. But it is going slow, I agree. It is going pretty slow. Unsummon here on the... Oh, and look at that. Wouter's like, you're taking everything from me, even my Wall of Air. And yeah, that's it. Winning here, and I think it's his second win, so that means 2-0. I'm just going to put the players on now.
Nee, dit had een spannendere pot kunnen zijn volgens mij. Maar...
Ja, ik zat met een time toaster in mijn hand, maar ik dacht, waarom zou ik die spelen?
Ja, doe dat dan, hè. Al die mooie Phantom Monsters die ik nog had. Oh, en ik had ook nog een hele mooie kaart. Deze meneer. Even kijken, waar zit hij? Kijk hoor.
Kijk, en daar is
oh hier.
Ja. Lees je?
Ja. Koploe.
Hey. Jij dacht zeker dat je slim was, ja?
Ja. Ik heb je niet eens damage gedaan, man.
Nee.
Ik ga even Timmy unmuten. Misschien heeft hij nog inzichten.
Dit was mijn laatste draw. En ik had zo graag ermee willen winnen. Maar
Ja.
met de Timmy's is het nog gaver.
Ja, maar jongen, echt, als ik mijn Serra had neergelegd, dan was het ook gewoon Tim en dan was ze weg geweest.
Ja,
Ik kan er helemaal niks meer tegen doen. Ik heb geen Wrath of God, dus...
Nee, ja, ik ook niet.
And you had no balance?
Nee, no balance.
Nee, I think neither of us has balance.
Because I was saying...
I know someone who has a nice balance.
Oh,
Broodjesboer.
because I was like,
He's got a nice balance.
what are your outs? So I was like, what are his outs? Well, balance, Wrath of God, but okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is really a play with what you have format. So once he had 4 Timmys, I was just explaining, I could play Serras and Air Elementals and it would be Tim and gone. So
It is done, yeah.
what I can do?
Yeah, understandable.
The key card of the match is Unsummon, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, game 1 was quite interesting. Unsummoning the Timmy on the side of Wouter and then playing your own. Because at that point I thought maybe I would have unsummoned the Phantom Monster. But then after you played the Sorcerer, I understood your game plan. Yeah, because at the time Wouter was on 7 when you did that. But then
Yeah, I just thought that taking the Timmy and perhaps produce my own blockers because the Timmy would eventually kill me.
Yeah, true.
Look what nice card I also had. It's also very good against Timmys.
Yeah.
4-1 flyer.
Yeah, it's horrible against the Tim.
Hey, great games, man.
Great. Do you also, by the way, do you also play Wall of Swords? Because
Absolutely. Yeah, I think we're just about the same deck list.
I think we have pretty much the same deck list, yeah.
You've got the Lotus, but I've got the Unsummons. Well, maybe you don't have the Phantasmal Forces. I do play for Psychic Venom. They won me the last round, Psychic Venom.
I like Psychic Venom. Do you play with Icy?
I don't play with Icy. I don't have betas. But I do play for Psychic Venoms. And against Leon, it was, he had 4 lands with 2 Psychic Venoms on them. So he could play, for example, an Icy, take 4 damage. That was just too much.
Yeah. Yeah, I think...
It's a great card, this format.
I also like the idea of just
Sword,
playing walls and Timmys. I like that. Walls and Timmys and clones. You sit behind your walls, whatever.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, walls and Timmys and clones.
Yeah, walls and Timmys and clones, and whatever. Unsummon maybe. I was actually telling. I played against a player not too long ago, and I played with my mono blue with the Timmys. And after sideboarding, he wrecked me because he had Rod of Ruin in his sideboard. Like, who in that plays with Rod of Ruin, But he had it, so.
Yeah.
I think
this is basically my game plan. So I've had the monster with Protocol Sorcerer against Sarah Angels and Sengir Vampires, and I can ban the Mesa Pegasus and Phantom Monster against Sarah Angels and Sengir Vampires. Just, if my opponent has good creatures, I will just take Banding or the Timmy together and then...
And you don't... Because Björn, I expected you to play maybe Mahamoti Jin, because that's really a card that you put in most of your decks.
Yeah, but I don't have a beta.
Ah.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, you also have the forces.
Yeah, the Phantasmal Forces.
We should definitely compare deck list, because, it's almost exactly the same.
Yeah, I think so too.
You're just a better player than I am.
No, I had Unsummon at the right time.
Yeah. No, it was a very interesting game. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely was.
Okay.
Oh,
last round already, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Last round. Yeah, I guess so.
Well,
so you've got now.
So Timmy, are you satisfied with the Timmy match?
Oh, absolutely. So Björn,
have you ever seen in your whole career so many Timmys in one matchup?
No, because usually I'm the only one playing them. So yeah, it's.
Well,
I mean, you do see them in some decks, but never like us. Björn, how many do you play?
4.
4
3
and
main deck and 1 in the sideboard.
I play 4 main deck.
You play 4 main. Kijk. That is sweet. That is sweet. Yeah, Timmy is gonna make it big, you know, because Björn, you have 3 wins now or not, or 2 wins and 2 wins, 1
I
loss.
have just 2 wins. I was completely annihilated by Robbie.
Okay.
So no, I have 2 wins, but I'm already very satisfied. Zeg maar, winning a couple of games with Timmy is or a Phantom Monster or
Yeah,
or
of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Pretty much what this is all about.
Definitely. Let's see. Oh, Richard's here. Richard, how are we doing?
Hey boys, yeah, I just lost against Koos in a game where he was on 4 and played a time twister, and I'm playing full on burn. but and I was on 15 and he still won. So well done, Coach.
Well done.
Yeah, and we lost against Jurgo. Jurgo had to leave, so he's not playing around 4. And that's it. Your guys are done, eh? So Björn won 2-0, I guess. And I had a question from Rob, and I actually really don't know. He said, we have 1 match, we have a draw. Do we need to go best out of 3? Well, I actually don't know how this normally works. I think you just play. I mean, if you go win draw, do you win then? I don't think so.
Yeah, I think
you do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you win then.
You win.
Okay.
Yeah. So effectively, the draw game just like doesn't count. So it's 0 to 1-0, and then a draw, and that's the end state. Then you end with.
No, but I think it
would 1-0, right?
My idea was if you go win draw, you have to play a 3rd game. If the 3rd game goes lose, you went 1-1 as a
that's
draw,
what you
right?
mean. Yeah, but I thought there was time that you meant that.
If the time is up, it's up.
No, the time is not up. We still have 15 minutes.
Yeah, then they can play a 3rd game. Yeah.
No. Then you need to play a 4th
Yeah, exactly.
game.
Yeah.
If it ends with 1-0 and a draw, then I think 3 points go to.
No, that's for sure.
They've got
lots of teams here.
Timmy against Timmy, Richard.
Yeah. I mean, I chose the matchup, so I knew.
Oh, thanks for that.
Reinhard won against Roy 2-1 in stunning games. So and Evert against Anne both went undefeated. So I'm curious who's going to win there. Well, not yet. They're playing each other now. So one of them goes undefeated, and then Simon went undefeated, but Robbie had a draw, of course. So well, we might get a strange last match, but 10:15 is round 4. So you guys still have some time, and the other guys still have 15 minutes, I guess.
Okay. Well, thanks for the game. I'm going to get something to drink.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, I'm going to do that as well. How are you doing, Thomas?
Yeah, I'm good. So when's the next round?
10:15. Unless we are faster again, then I'll just start the next round. But at the moment, I'm aiming 10:15.
Yeah, then I'm going to mute here, and I will also say next round.
Yeah.
Hij is open.
En roep maar als hij weer open is. Oké.
It's open. 2 minutes. Still game time. Big finals.
Yeah, so we will have a final coming up after. So we played 4 rounds, 16 people. So there's 2 guys who went undefeated, so those will play the finals against each other. And then we have 1 guy who dropped. I knew that sort of up front. So we have bottom 8 or bottom 16 or whatever it is. The bottom table won't be played, and the rest will play one other.
Round.
One more round, and then we'll see final ranking. I will definitely also create a blog post with the deck picks for you guys to see this. And we will do this again. But let's first enjoy the finals, obviously. I'm waiting for the score of Gwent versus Rob. No worries, 1 minute and then 5 turns. And then I can do pairings straight away. Off we go again, Timmy.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, we can get this going. I'm looking forward
to...
to...
So if you want to build a deck, what would it be in AB?
AB deck? I have to include Timmy's, I guess.
Yeah.
I think optional could be to play with...
So the wall and Timmy's?
Yeah, the walls and Timmy's, although maybe that would get boring at a certain point. I really like the Fungusaur as well, so just Timmy and Fungusaur. Yeah. But I have to look at what I already have, because I've got 4 giant spiders, so... Yeah, I don't...
I mean...
I don't know.
Green,
yet.
blue?
I don't know.
Wall of Ice, Timmy's.
That's true, yeah. Fungusaurus. But I think when I'm looking...
I have Timmy Fungusaur, yeah, that works.
Yeah, maybe then also Rod of Ruin. Pirate Ship. I would really go on the pink train, just go all out.
Rod is very slow, but well.
And it's affordable. Rod of Ruin, I guess, beta.
That's not that crazy. I agree. I mean, most commons are affordable. Like the most expensive commons are Wild Growth and a Timmy, actually.
Lightning Bolt, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Lightning Bolt is a child. Dark Ritual. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah. But we
I also got that because I already had them.
We can skip those.
Well, I mean, in black you got like Weakness, which is good creature removal and drain life. And in red you also still have Fireball Disintegrate, which are unfortunate.
Yeah, definitely. I guess Earthquake is already expensive, being a rare.
Earthquake is really expensive. It's like $400, I think.
Wow, yeah.
I don't own a beta Earthquake, and I'm not gonna spend it either on an Earthquake. I don't even have 4 unlimited Earthquakes. I hardly play them.
I have 1 unlimited Earthquake because of one of my decks has it in the sideboard, but yeah, I agree. Yeah, Alpha Beta. I like that.
I got 2.
My brother's got a nice deck. I think he's got red and green with Orcish Oriflame because it's cheaper to cast, right? And then he's got Dwarven Warriors and that stuff.
We do play in AB only with the fixed mana cost, so.
Okay. Well, what I do on the channel, if somebody has an alpha, then okay. But I guess for this format, that's different. Because it hardly ever happens. So when somebody has it, I'm like, okay, you can cast it for the cost. But
yeah, I like it. I like to do that as well. But yeah, I mean, you gotta do 8 format in a way.
Yeah. No, I think for this format, I think it's the right approach.
Yeah. I think it seems that your stream is a little bit laggy, or is that me?
Is it laggy? I don't know. Let me know. There are 38 people in the chat. Let us know. Is it laggy? Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see.
Probably it's laggy.
But that doesn't.
Oh, check the Conjurer's deck from Chandelar. Robert, I will do that because I have the book of Chandelar, so that's no problem. I have everything here, man. Let's see. Conjurer. Yeah, Björn is saying yep, so does he mean yep is laggy? Probably. So I think, I mean, we can start. Are you still waiting for results?
I'm waiting for results.
Always waiting for the results.
So the round ends at 10:15, and then it's 5 turns, so they're probably taking their 5 turns now.
Conjurer, 248. Page 248. Oh, wow. Look, okay, shall I share the deck with you of the Conjurer? 22 islands, 2 Felwerstone, 4 Timmies.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so 22 islands, 2 Felwerstone, 4 Timmies, 4 Pirate Ship, 4 Apprentice Wizard, 3 Giant Tortoise, 2 Wall of Waters, 2 Wall of Airs, 4 Rod of Ruin, 2 Aladdin's Rings, 3 Jadam Tomes, 2 Steel Artifacts, 2 Animate Artifacts, 2 Counterspells, and 2 Unsummon. That is pretty crazy. And it has a
so
whole...
you can't play the Tortoise, and you can't...
No, you cannot play the Aladdin's Ring. But the rest...
Yeah, but the rest is playable.
Yeah. Funny, yeah. And then there's a whole description of the deck and how you should play against it. So funny, it says animate artifact can turn a Rod of Ruin or an Aladdin's Ring into a fearsome creature.
Ooh, scary.
Scary, scary. Yeah, it recommends you to board in a Pestilence against this deck. Yeah. Funny decks.
Let's see if we get another draw, and then, or will somebody win? That's the question.
Does it matter for the final? Does it matter?
I never know. I'll let my software decide, but it matters for the rest of the pairings for sure. Sometimes the software surprises you, but I think I have it figured out.
We'll have to see.
But have to see. Where is Protoswar? Okay. Draw. Okay, so that's a draw. So 1-1. Then I'll do end round, schedule round, start round, print. So guys, who against who? Why didn't I expect that? I'm not sure. Standings, just checking. Evert and Simon went undefeated.
Oh wow!
But strange enough, I don't get this. Evert is playing Rob.
So there.
No, no, of course not. No, I was that was fully. Evert is playing Simon. So that works. Evert, Simon, Adder, Reinhard, Koos against Björn, Robbie against Rob, Gwen against Roy, Richard against Wouter, Leon against Erwin, and Henk got the bye, which he already knew. So I'll put up the pairings in our nice little document. Format Theta split. Hey. Oh, it doesn't work because of the dummy. Hop. Theta split the text. Pairings.
Hey, there's Evert.
Hey. Kom maar switch, jongen.
Ja, goed man.
Ik zit niet op mute, toch?
Nee, je zit niet op mute. Nee, iedereen kan je horen.
Ik ga ook jullie horen, als commentaar.
Oh ja, zometeen dan kun je ons muten. Je moet even mij uitzetten op YouTube.
Ja, heb ik op pauze gezet.
Oh, oké. Hey Simon.
Hey Simon.
Vette playmate man.
Ah, is goed jongens. Met jullie?
Ja, man.
Lekker hoor.
Heel lekker.
Weinig te vragen.
Kijk, die playmate is joh, niet normaal. Hey, ik ga jullie even muten en dan kunnen jullie de finale gaan doen. En jullie mogen mij ook muten. En als er echt een grote speelfout is, dat ik niet verwacht, dan gooi ik het op de chat. Dan zie je het voorbij komen, oké? Hey, veel plezier hè.
Yes. Ja. Jij mij ook.
Okay, so this is the finals of today, like a little small alpha beta tournament. Both of these players are undefeated. And I think Evert, who's sitting on the left, is playing Counter Burn against a Dead Guy Ale deck, and that is the player on the right, Simon. And the stream seems to be a little laggy, but hopefully it's not going to be 12 seconds. Somebody said 12 seconds. That is super laggy. So, and we know that the sound always travels faster than the screen. So let's hope the commentary doesn't give too much away. And both players here shuffling up. Here on the Monday. Let me know, who do you think is going to win? Will it be Evert with Counter Burn, or will it be the black and white Dead Guy Ale deck of Simon? It's nice to see two of these very traditional decks battling it out. I'm not sure who's going to start here. I've played both of these players, and I can tell you they're pretty good, pretty solid. Lost many games against them. And here we see Evert starting with the basic island. And a swamp from Simon, not a dark ritual or anything. Evert's probably going to look for... Oh, there's a mountain. I wanted to say for a second blue to have counter capability online, but that's not what's happening here. Let's see, second swamp here from Simon, passing turn. And Evert playing his basic island. And a Mox Pearl and passing turn. Ooh, Disrupting Scepter. I wonder if Evert's going to counter this one. And he's not. Interesting. So that means that next turn, Simon can start getting really, really annoying. Very beautiful playmat by Simon, by the way. Look at that. We see a Grizzly Bears. We see Swords to Plows. Here's their drawn. Air Elemental. That is pretty powerful. Remember, the only good thing for Evert, at least, is with the Disrupting Scepter, he gets to choose what to discard. And now that Simon has, is facing this Air Elemental, he may not have enough mana to deal with the Air Elemental and play use the Scepter. So 4 cards in hand for Evert. Dark Ritual here. And, oh, Mind Twist. That is nasty. And there we see Time Warp gone, Disintegrate, and Double Bolt gone. Oh, that's such a powerful hand there for Evert, and it's all gone now. It's down the drain, but at least he manages to keep full pressure on. We do see some connection issues on the side of Avert. At least we still have a screen, and there's a beautiful Granite Gargoyle, and there's a Swords to Plowshares on the Air Elemental. That does mean that Avert's going to go to 24, of course, gaining life from the swords. Very low on cards after that twist, attacking here for 2. So Simon's going to drop to 14. And another Granite Gargoyle. So actually, it's not going too bad for Avert. I mean, he knows he's not going to win it with card advantage, but maybe he is going to win it with pressure. I mean, the Disrupting Scepter is now pretty much useless after the Mind Twist of Simon. And he hasn't really played a threat yet. Will we see another Swords to Plowshares? Okay, so there's another Swords. So that just means, and we see a Paralyze on the other. And this is going to be interesting, because with Paralyze you have to decide in your upkeep whether or not you want to pay the 4 mana. And look at that, Avert doesn't have to think twice. He's going to pay it. And the interesting thing about this is that, you know, Simon has the Disrupting Scepter. So I really like the combination here of Paralyze and Disrupting Scepter, because Avert needs all his mana, and I guess he draw a land, but he needs all his mana to almost all his mana to untap the Granite Gargoyle, and then he can no longer probably play out the card that he's drawing. But unfortunately for Simon, he's found a land, and of course that's easy to cast. He could have actually chosen to keep his land in hand to kind of, you know, kind of pretend to have something and tempting Simon to use his Disrupting Scepter for the land. There is a Demonic Tutor here from Simon. I wonder what he's going to look up. Probably maybe like Sengir Vampire or something. I don't know, of course, what's in his hand. Maybe a 5th land source. It's going to be interesting. Now we also see Simon's connection is not ideal. Going through his library. Let me know what you think he's going to look up for. Shuffling again. And looking at his cards. Playing a Scrubland. And let's see, kind of missed for a moment what happened there, but it looks like the Granite Gargoyle is gone. And there is a black. Taking away the counterspell with the Scepter. What to do, what to do. Passing turn, and again, just taking out the cards. Again, another counterspell. Disrupting Scepter is actually quite a nice weapon against counter magic. If you, of course, have your opponent only in 1 card. I mean, this is really tough for Avert. He's got Simon on 10, and he's playing with direct damage, so if he can just draw into some direct damage X spells, it's actually not looking too bad for him. He's still on 26. He can burn Simon for, if he gets an X spell, here, there we go, at least, oh, he's taking, interesting. I think I would have gone for the life total, to be honest. But he's going for the creature. Because he's on 10, I would have said, bolt to the head, to the dome, gonna go drop to 7, and then if you draw into a fireball or disintegrate, you can actually finish him off, I think. He has enough mana to do so. But chooses not to, chooses to bolt the Hypnotic Spectre. I am kind of waiting now for Simon to actually cast, and there he's using the Scepter to actually cast a Singular Vampire. And this was an interesting move. I'm just looking at the hands out. So it seemed what Aver did is he kept his Mox Jet. So now he's forced to discard. So he's actually protecting probably his counterspell in hand. So that's pretty clever. There we see a Serra Angel, and now Aver can show if he actually has a counterspell or not. I guess he does not. Maybe he has an X spell and trying to... Ooh, Control Magic! Oh, Control Magic. And now the question is, does Simon have a Disenchant? Yes, he does. There's a Disenchant. Does he have a counterspell? No, he does not. That would have been brilliant if he would have saved up his counterspell and his Control Magic. Attacking now for 4, so he's going to drop to 22. And for the people that don't know, Disrupting Scepter is a card that you can only use in your own turn. So you pay 3 and tap, and then your opponent needs to discard a card, but your opponent can choose what card to discard. Attacking here, dropping to 18, and now it's going quite quickly because of the Serra Angel. There is a Side Blast on the Serra. Yeah, interesting. Of course, now it makes sense to play it on the Serra because he's quite low. So I completely understand. But I'm still thinking about what if he would have been on 7 now. Well, then Aver would have died, probably. So there is some more control. Doesn't really matter much. I think Aver's really still waiting for his X spell to see if he can finish it. I really wonder here. There is another island. Interesting. So I think, of course, the islands help for the possible X-Spell. He's on 10 still. Does he have enough land with the Soul Ring? He does, actually. I wonder with how much burn he actually plays. He's going to use his Disrupting Scepter, and look at that. He's playing a Bolt in response, so he had a Bolt in hand. So Simon's dropping to 7. He's still very much, Aver is still very much in this. So despite the fact that Simon has tons of control, Aver is still on 16. And Simon's life total is pretty low. He has to pass. And we look at that, keeping a card in hand again and again. Simon is forcing him to discard. So this time it's a counterspell. I believe this is his last counterspell. There's an Hypnotic Spectre. He draws another mountain passing turn. And he's going to drop to 14. Can he put some more creatures on the board, put some more pressure? There's that Singular Vampire that I was actually waiting for. Really beautiful card, iconic card. 4/4 flyer. And Avid here just passing turn. And I mean, he's not conceding because he knows there's still a chance that he might win this, but chance is slim. Attacking here for 6. Dropping to 8. And playing another Icy. Now let's see. And there's a Mahamoti Jin, and yeah, that's it. To be honest, it was a little distracted because it seemed that the game was kind of done. Although it took a long time for Simon to win this first game. So that means both players are going to go to their sideboards. And well, you could try to contact Richard Garfield. Sure, go ahead. No, it's Richard is the guy of the who organizes the Raging Dwarf Series. You can also find him on Instagram. I believe it's let me look it up for you. It is old school MTG _ NL. So you can try to contact him on Instagram. Yeah, both these players going through their sideboards, and this I'm just thinking, what do you want to put in? Maybe a reverse damage if you're white, or of course a circle of protection red. He probably has that in his sideboard. And if you're blue, the blue-red counter burn player, it's getting late. I'm thinking, what can he put in there? Well, let me know in the chat if you have any suggestions, any cards that pop to mind that you think, oh, that's a card you should definitely board in. I kind of feel I'm still not really convinced by Simon's deck because he was so far ahead with the Mind Twist, and still it took him so long to kill Avert, and Avert still had options. You know, if he would have drawn into a pretty big X-Spell, maybe he would have still won the game. So I think in game 2, if he doesn't get a Mind Twist against him, I can definitely see him win, and then we go to a third game. These are the two best decks of this evening, so the two best performing decks. Both decks have gone undefeated, so that means they're 4-0. This is the last match. Or 3-0, sorry, and this is match number 4. So we're waiting for the players to shuffle up again here, and this is actually the finals of the little Alpha Beta get-together of this evening. And I guess it's Avert on the play here since he lost game 1. Now let me know in the chat, man. Who's your favorite? Who do you think is going to win this one? Is it going to be the Counter Burn or Dead Gael? Is it 50-50? I mean, I guess Simon, because he won the first game, he has, slightly the better stats. The noise you're hearing is actually my desk drawer. I've got like an ancient desk here. My desk is older than the game of Magic, I think. I know, actually. It's from the 70s? Yeah, something like that. Anyway, I won't bore you with the details. And it looks like Simon has his opening hand. Is he going to keep? Yes or no? Here in the second game of the finals of this evening's Alpha Beta little tournament. And yeah, this is going to be quite interesting. Well, look at that. It looks like he's taking a mulligan. And it looks like Avert is going to keep. So things are looking a little bit better for Avert. It's always nice to kind of see your opponent. Well, that's not true. It's not nice to see your opponent, take a mulligan. But I mean, in the finals, when you're down a game, I guess it is nice. And we're off. So game number 2 here. Wow, what a start by Avert. Mox Sapphire. Double blue open. You really don't want to see this when you're playing a blue player that has double blue in his first opening. That is pretty crazy. There is a mountain here now. And second plains for Simon. Passing turn. I wonder what Avert's going to do here. There is a Black Lotus. So many options here. Cracking Air Elemental. Air Elemental. Such a beautiful creature. One of the only creatures I have black bordered, actually. There is a Swords. Can he defend it? He can defend it. This is pretty sweet. That is why Black Lotus is so good in a deck with counterspells. Of course, now he can just cast another Swords to Plowshares. I mean, basically he's traded a Swords for a counterspell, which is not too bad for Simon. And it's also not too bad for Avert either. He wants to keep that Air Elemental pressure on the board. Maybe he can swing in for 4 next turn. But first, let's see what Simon's going to do. Another Mind Twist. Ay, 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 ay. I get it, Simon. I get it. But I'm just not a big fan of the card. But it's completely understandable. And here we see what's happened. So Avert's kind of won the tempo. But he's really down on cards again. And we saw that in game 1 also. And that means that Simon is probably going to try to stabilize here. Going to try to find an Icy, perhaps, Dark Ritual, into a Hypnotic Spectre. The only nice thing here for Avert is that Hypnotic Spectre, it's not so scary anymore when your hand's empty. So attacking it with the Air Elemental, he's taking the damage, going to drop to 12. Playing an Island passing turn. And I guess it makes sense to play out those lands because he's playing with X spells, probably with Brain Geyser, Fireballs, Disintegrates. And there is a Jade statue. Very cool. An artifact that you can, when you pay 2 or 3, I believe, and it becomes a 3/6 creature. It's really cool. And attack here for 4. And look at his life total. Simon's on 8. I mean, he really needs a solution. I mean, if he gets an icy, he's fine. You know, there's nothing wrong. Icy or swords, but he does need something. And look, he's only got. Oh, interesting. He's got a card in hand still. Psyblast on the life total of Simon here. That means he's going to drop to 4. So that means that next turn, Avery can actually win this and take us to game number 3. First, he's going to drop to 14. Well, is he? I think he is. And what is he going to play now? Can he find an icy? Wrath of God. Oh, man, he has to. I really like the Jade Statue Wrath of God combo. It's very old school. And again, Avert is so close to the finish line, but he's not there yet. Taking damage from Jade Statue, and look at his life total. It's getting lower as well. He's going to drop to 11 here. Passing turn. Reorganizing his lance. Simon attacking again, and connection is slowly getting worse. But hey, we can still see the cards right, so let's see how this ends up. We've got Simon on 8, Avert on 4. Simon is ahead in games, 0-1. Tapping 3 here. Wheel of Fortune! Oh! Oh, man. Oh, man. If he can find a Psyblast, he wins. I guess, although maybe Simon can animate Jade Statue and Sword Set to gain some life. Oh, man. Okay, let's see what Avert can do here. Mox Ruby Island. Man, a beta Wheel of Fortune. That card looks stunning. Let's see what he's going to do. Taking his time, which is understandable. Tapping 1 blue. Playing a Soul Ring. Tapping blue and a red. Playing a Shatter on the Jade Statue. Interesting. So that means he doesn't have, or at least I assume, or is he going to do that at the end? I want to say he doesn't have a Psyblast. Playing a Disintegrate for 4. That's it. So the reason he took out the Jade Statue, of course, was because of that animate Jade Statue, play Swords to Plowshares kind of game. And wow, this is pretty spectacular. So that means we have a 1-1 situation here between Avert and Simon. That means we get to see another game between these titans to determine who gets the victory here. And interestingly enough here, players are, getting back into their sideboards, maybe making little tweaks. The thing is with sideboarding, it's always kind of like a what if scenario. What if I would have made that decision? What if I would have boarded this in? And then you think a really, really long time what to board in, and eventually you don't even see it in the games. If you know what I mean, it can be so frustrating. Okay, so both players shuffling up, and we're getting ready for the final game of the finals. And I understand the connection is getting more and more laggy. And I have to say my computer kind of sounds like it's about to launch itself into space. So I think I really need to get some upgrades here. But it is what it is, and we see Avert here taking his 7. Let's see if Simon keeps his. And it looks like Avert's taking a mulligan here. Ay, 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 bad news for Avert in the deciding game of the finals, having to take a mulligan. Then again, you don't want to take a risk. You just don't want to do that. And so he is shuffling up again. I mean, I still think that Avert's deck is stronger, I think, but in the situation where he is now, 1-1, he's taken a mulligan, Simon's on the play. I think Simon's a slight favorite here. And let's hope for Avert that at least Simon cannot find a mind twist again. Remember, he cast one in game 1, cast one in game 2. So, you know, what happens in a game where he doesn't find a mind twist? And we're off to the races here. Basic Swamp for Simon. And it looks like Richard joined the chat.
What's the score?
It's 1-1 right now. This is game number 3. Just started, and Avert took a mulligan. So he's one card behind. And in both games...
You can mute me now as well, guys.
In both games, Simon actually cast a mind twist in game 1 and game 2, but game 2, Avert managed to win.
I'm not sure if they muted me already, but...
I think they have. I think I saw a thumbs up there.
Nice. Cool. I'm going to park some scores.
But it's, yeah. I think, in my opinion, Avert has a better deck, but there's a big but if you're playing against the Mind Twist, and, I mean, Dead Guy Ale is good as well. Yes, Robin, this is the last match. This is the finals. It's 1-1. Oh, look at this Sarah Angel. Dark Ritual into Sarah Angel. Oh, that is a beautiful play. Turn number 3. There we see Ancestral Recall by Avert. At least that's something for him. But now, I mean, this is interesting. We saw in game number 2 that Avert started with that very early air elemental. And now we have the opposite situation where we actually see Simon here opening with a turn 3 Sarah Angel. And of course, the thing is, when you're playing Counterburn, you don't have easy solutions for a 4/4 flyer because your bolt is not going to take care of it. You don't have a swords. You cannot counter something that's already on the board. So this is going to be difficult. Control Magic is, of course, an option. But, I mean, we're in turn 3. So we're just going to wait and see. Let's hope that Avert at least has a land drop here. And, well, it looks like he's taking a break at the moment.
I'm now zoomed in again.
You zoomed in again?
Oh, wow. I think, yeah, I am. I had to process some scores, so now I'm looking at it again. But that Sarah is huge.
Yeah, that Sarah is huge. You just cast a Dark Ritual, Sarah Angel, turn 3. But there's a Chaos Orb. Sweet. Oh, man. Because I was just explaining that it's really difficult for Avert being on Counterburn to get rid of the Angel, saying, you know, Control Magic could be an option, but then he plays a Chaos Orb.
Yeah, Control Magic or Blast, but oh, it comes back.
Oh yeah, Blast, of course. Blast is a good option, Side Blast, yeah. Ooh, COP Red. Okay. That's also a problem.
I now know why Simon wanted those beta script lanes. Oh, so sweet.
Yeah, and he just, was it game 1? Oh, Control Magic. There we see the Control Magic. I believe it was game 1 where I saw Simon cast...
now that Coke Red doesn't do so much.
No. I saw him play Wrath of God. That was pretty sweet to see. But, I mean, I'm just expecting Simon to play Disenchant now. I've seen so many Control Magics being disenchanted today. Okay, I guess it's not happening.
Yeah, so I played it for Control Magics as well, and none of them got disenchanted, so I was happy.
Really? Wow. Yeah, because I've seen a lot of Control Magics that's going. The thing with Control Magic is it's hard to play Control Magic and defend it with counter spells because you just need tons of mana. But when you can, it's quite strong.
Yeah, I boarded. Or I didn't play my counter spells. I had them in at first, and I left them out because I thought it's not cool enough. Now I think the enemy debt is still there, Francesco. I think it's a Control Magic. It's an enchantment on the Sarah, which has the enemy debt on it anyway, right? Because you normally inherit also the. Would you inherit the regeneration if it's a Sarah? I guess so.
I think so too. Sure, I think so too, but doesn't mean I'm right.
Let's look it up.
Yeah, we can look it up, definitely. There's a Hypnotic Spectre hitting the board, but it's not going to be as good. Oh, quick bolt. Yeah, of course the bolt.
He's right.
He's right? Okay, so shall I put it in the chat?
Gain control of a creature doesn't cost you to gain control of any auras or equipments attached to it.
Animate that drops off. So he just gets the 4/4. Okay, thank you, Francesco. So
yes,
I send them it in the chat, but I'm not sure if they can listen. If not, then not. So we'll just have to wait and see. Shall I tell them we looked it up?
Yeah.
Oh, now we're double teaming here with the they believe us. It is weird. I didn't know this.
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
See, in this format, there's still new things to learn.
Thank you, Francesco. It's crazy. Because I can also imagine, but it's nice of Simon and Evert that they go, okay, that's a rule, fine. Because I would like be, okay, this is the first time ever I'm hearing about this, and I'm playing, in the final. I want to look it up myself, but and is this Sarah Angel actually gonna kill Simon? He's on 9 now.
Yeah, I mean, Control Magics just flip the game. I mean, that's why they're so strong in this format. That's why I play. My deck started out with 4 Control Magic, and I don't care what the rest is.
Oh man, I played 2 main and 2 in the sideboard. But
I bought 3 more on Tuesday just for the purpose of playing them today.
And he's gonna counter. Yeah. Blue, and it is nothing new, but counter magic is so strong when you're ahead. When you're ahead, it's fine. When you're behind, it's super annoying. But when you're ahead,
yeah, I didn't want to play it because I didn't want to play a control strategy too much. Although I played burn and control magic, so I played control anyway, right? But I didn't want to overdo it. Let's put it that way. I rather had some more creatures, so I played Iron Claw Orcs instead of my counterspell. So I replaced my counterspells by Iron Claw Orcs.
I think you get. I really like combat. A lot of stuff happening in combat. So I think for the viewers it's nicer. But although some people really enjoy watching a stare down.
I played a fire elemental.
Look at this singing vampire.
Yeah, timing is right on the same year.
I think I would now still attack right with the Sarah, because you're like, if he finds another, although maybe he has a fireball or something. Oh, another control magic! Oh man! Wow. And that's it. Wow.
Jongen.
Wow.
Goed gedaan.
Congratulations, Evert.
2-1, hè? Ja. Well, at least we saw a final gone 30 games. That's good.
Mooie kaart. Dank je. Jij ook. Prachtig. Denk jij, dat is gewoon echt een topdeck om mooi deck in alfabet.
Ja, alfabet, dat zeker. Dat zie ik wel een keer. Maar dus ik heb geen power gekregen, dus vind ik het nog wel.
Ja, maar je speelt natuurlijk gewoon goede removal en de beste beesten.
You hear that, Richard? He's complaining he doesn't have power.
Alle duels en dingen hebt en zo, weet je wel.
Klopt.
Ja, ik heb de blauwe power, dus ja, dan is dat wel goed om te spelen.
Ja, dat is wel goed.
En ik weet niet zo goed hoe het power level zou zijn, maar volgens mij is bijna iedereen powered. Dus het is knap dat je unpowered...
Ja, dat is wel tevreden. Dat is wel leuk. Mooi trekje. Nee, was fijn. Ik vond het echt leuk even.
Okay, Richard, I'm gonna call it a day, man.
Snel elkaar te kunnen zien, om te kunnen spelen.
Dat lijkt me heel erg leuk, ja.
Dat snel kan. Hey, succes. Volgende keer. Maar moeten we...
Hey Rich, ik spreek je later, man.
Ja, thanks for streaming, Timmy.
Yeah, man.
Congratulations, Evert.
Yeah, woohoo, he's won.
I'll see you guys next time. And I will write a blog post. So I will write a blog post so everybody can see the decks in full glory later on. So thanks again for streaming and thanks for watching, guys.
Okay, man.